Live.
Live. All right, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash.
Hey, double honors to the apostles, utters a great millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, that's out there doing work with you in sincerity. All right, we come to prophesy the downfall of America. All right, to liberate our people. All right, not through no national holidays or anything like of that nature. All right, we come to wake up the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, to show them the real Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus Christ. All right, because right now in the world they're worshiping the so-called white man. All right, and they're not reverencing the Heavenly Father, okay, and His Son, okay, which the world, he would, if he was alive today, or if he walked this earth today, he is actually alive. But if he was to walk this earth, he would look like a so-called Negro. All right? And see, there's the truth that the so-called white man is hiding from all you Negroes in his public school systems. Okay? The truth of the matter that you are the descendants, all right, of the biblical Israelites.
That's right.
Okay? And it's our job to come out here, all right, and reestablish that and renew that in the minds of the people, our people, all right? And we are racist because fundamentally, God's racist, all right? He's a separatist, or what they call a nationalist, whatever they want to call it, all right? Which that's not a bad thing. Being for your people is not a bad thing, all right? But immediately, okay, when you're for your people and not for everybody else, then there's a problem with that, all right? It's more so a problem with you Negroes when you become all about your people, all right? You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because that's not a part of their agenda, all right? So basically, what you have now is what? They made, the so-called white man is putting you Negroes back to sleep, okay? Somebody get Job 20:10, okay? They give you niggas a national holiday, and then you're fine with what's going on in the world. And they continue to exploit, all right? And that's all this is. It's more exploitation, all right? Everybody want us to get along with everybody in the world, be fine with what's going on. We can't be fine with what's going on, all right? Because we're on the brink of extinction. Well, at least you 2/3 Negroes are, okay? Because 1/3 of the nation of Israel and the elect, 144,000, are going to be saved out of this God-forsaken place, man. All right? You got it?
Oh, I got it right here. This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 10. And it reads, his children shall seek to please the poor.
Yep. Whose children? In fact, go up a few verses, and then we'll go back to that. Well, whose children? All right? The devil, in fact, no, give me Sirach, the 42nd chapter, I think it's where it says the children of sinners. Okay? Because Esau, you're getting heavily reproached. All right? So-called white man is getting heavily reproached for all that he's done in the earth. All right? And there ain't an unlimited amount of national holidays and black commemorations that you can make to take away that stain on your history. Okay? That stain is there. It will always be there. Okay? You got it? The children of sinners.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 41, and verse 5, and it reads, the children of sinners are abominable children.
Yeah, detestable, all right? That's what abominable goes into, all right? All right, something that you don't want to come near or don't want to touch, and that's the truth, all right? So once people find out the truth, the so-called white man becomes detestable, man. It becomes hard to basically sit by him. All right, go ahead.
God, the children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly.
Keep going.
The inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach.
Right. So they're gonna what is it? They're gonna perish. Okay, by thermonuclear destruction. But they're being reproached right now as we speak. Okay? They're being reproached and they can't handle it. All right?
The earth is turning up against them.
Yep, the earth, the trees, the animals, the people, everybody is turning against this devil, man. All right? Everybody is turning against this devil, man. And in the Habakkuk, it says, shall not what it says, shall not the wood cry out? You know? So go ahead.
Sirach 41:7, and it reads, the children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Right, and so that's what's happening. These devils are being reproached for their father's sake, for the things that their forefathers have done. Okay? And they can't handle it. All right? What's that?
Like slavery. Remember a couple of years ago, Aetna, they had found out that the insurance, Aetna, right? That's Aetna, right? The insurance Aetna, what they did was they paid the slave owners who didn't want to give up their slaves a stipend, and they insured the slaves. So each slave that was on your field or on your land, their slave owner got like 300, 250 out of every slave, man, and they was insured over it. Aetna is one of the top biggest insurance companies. Okay. And then the history came out about what they were doing for the slave owners, man. And that's how Aetna got blown up. That's how Aetna got where it's at today, because of the slaves, man. So they had found out about that, and they wanted to try to apologize, and it was something that they was trying to do legally for the situation.
And it wasn't just Aetna either, it was a bunch of insurance companies.
Yep.
That came out and said, oh, we apologize for this, because people started going into the history of the insurance company.
Yep.
And they started seeing like these people, like for example, Northwestern Mutual. They're a big one too. They insure you with life insurance.
Yeah.
And they insure slaves as well. They insure the lives of slaves as well. A lot of these big insurance
Like fucking cattle.
Yep.
Like you're a cattle. So anything happened to this property as a slave, you will get compensated off of it.
They used to sell the insurance with the slaves, just like they sell you products. You go to Walmart, you buy electronics. Oh, you want the warranty? That's how they used to sell the slaves in the auction block at Wall Street.
Yep.
And what people don't know is when you go into Wall Street was the auction blocks that were sold. We were the stock in the bonds at that time.
Yep.
You know.
Well, they showed it on the 12 years of slavery when the Edomite dude walked in and he seen all of the jakes lined up. He put out the stick here. Go ahead. He told him to do this. See how young you do. He had the little Jake doing that. See how fit he was. I moved to the side here. They was eating. I mean, they was checking for the jaws, checking for breaks for his teeth and shit. You know, not like a piece of product. That's what they did. So what the brother going into? Read that again, lawyer.
God. This is the book of Sirach 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Right. So when we out here on the highways and hedges, we're prophesying against them and saying, look at the things that your forefathers have done. Now they're complaining. Now they're crying out. Now they want. Now we're all equal and as one and things like that. First, these Edomites, they didn't give a fuck. But now they're being reproached to these things, and now they're forced to look into the history of their forefathers, man. What their forefathers were doing in the 60s and the 50s, the 30s, the 20s, then in the 1800s. You know? All the history is coming out of this devil, man. So now they're complaining of an ungodly father. You know? But regardless, they're still going to get judged. It's just even your people is turning up against you. You know? They under the fucking spell. You got it.
You want to go first?
Yeah,
Sirach 41:8. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High Yahweh power. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction.
Right. So Esau has done that. Basically put himself in those shoes. All right. Swearing in on the Bible. Basically saying that America is a Judeo-Christian upbringing. You know, it's a bunch of bull crap. Okay. So now go to Job 20:10. Or is it a little bit more? Or is that it? Go ahead.
say, Nahum 3:5, it said, Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Right, that means you're going to be naked. All right? That means we're going to be able to see all your secret parts and all your secrets. Okay? And the secret is that you're a terrible leader in the earth. All right? And through tyranny, that's how you basically got everything that you have. All right? Off of free slave labor. Okay? Off of raping, robbing, and murdering. All right? And Esau is the father of it, man. All right?
And I will shew the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame.
Right. So the nations, all right, get to see your nakedness. They get to see your most secret parts. All right?
Yep.
And your shame, man. Okay?
Snowden.
Exactly. And that's why they want Julian Assange. That's why they want to extradite that man and bring him to the States, so they can put him away for life. You know?
Or kill him.
They gonna do a little bit of torture.
Khan, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 41, verse 9.
The jig is up, Esau. The jig is up. You've been sought out and found. You know? But yeah, no, that got a lot of meat to it at the end. If it's right with that precept that he reading now. Can you read it again? No, let him finish that, because it goes right in with what he put I not call. Yep. Yeah, so what's happening is devil's being revealed, man. And it ain't nothing vocab Malone can stop. See, when we bring out these things of history, what the white man, this devil has done, Esau, Edom, vocab Malone don't speak about this. You see, vocab Malone, he ignores all the evidence that points the finger that you so-called white people are the devil. He ignores all the signs. We post up slavery. Oh, get over it. But they talk about the Holocaust and the so-called Jews. Okay? We can go right. We can try to go tit for tat. We can go to as recent as a month ago.
Yes. Oh.
You see? We can go as recent as 2 months ago.
We can go last week.
Right.
The bitch Megan Thee Stallion. You tell me this ain't no oppression against you Negroes. She got a video where she twerking and I guess whatever, I forget the name of the video. Dot. All right. So she can make a video called Dot, but the ones that allow this thing to be like on the mainstream media are the so-called Jews, man. Yep. You know, Leo Cohen and all these different figureheads, man. And that's bringing decadence, immorality to our people.
Yep.
So they don't have no type of culture, and now everybody in the world can look at them as these. They got the more prominent people in America. They look at you so-called Negroes as savages. So you tell me, so we can go just as recent as that. Every song that they let play on the airwaves, not just music, but every damn thing, man. Yeah. And it all leads back to the so-called white man.
The hip hop industry. Everybody knows the hip hop industry is plagued to get us to fall. They already know that the Jews, everybody speak about the so-called Jews. The Jews run the industry, and the Jews have all the say-sos of what they want to be put out in the media, and your videos, your news stations. They know that those so-called Jews own that. So they're to blame for what goes on in the world, what vibration, what spirit goes on in the world.
Right, and then the damn mayor said what? Milwaukee's a war zone. Well, stop feeding these niggas this fucking music. Cause it's trash, man. And then you worry, you sitting there talking about, oh, we need the army in the street. The National Guard. Well, take the music away from these niggas, because first and foremost, that's teaching them how to be degenerates and savages. But they ain't gonna say nothing about that because it's a ploy to keep pushing their exploitations on our people.
Which is a fact, which was already proven. That's a fact. You got Edomites who say that this is what this was a plan of the so-called white man. So this is a fucking fact.
That was Rock 44 when you said that.
You bring it out truth, they'll block your YouTube. Yeah, right.
They won't block
Right,
that
we
bullshit.
bringing out truth.
As long as
My
they-
channel just got cut. The elders' channels get cut. Brothers' channels get strikes. But if we talk about women shaking their ass and selling drugs and holding guns in our videos, our channels stay up for fucking days.
No, we get millions of views.
We get millions of views. Our views get messed with. Our likes get messed with. The videos get cut. Get taken down. This doesn't go by YouTube guidelines. and then our videos get cut. But then I can go to the right and look at some a folly video talking about how they murdering and committing adultery. But that got 8 million fucking views on it though.
77.
The first day. The first day they get millions of views. But when we talk about health, wellness, the Bible, evil, slavery, oh, your video get cut. This does not go with community guidelines.
Right. Oh, hate speech and all this other shit.
Hey, since you mentioned witchcraft.
Right, hate speech.
Yeah, come on. Since you mentioned witchcraft.
Health, health misinformation.
Yeah, right. This is misinformation to the public. I have to cut your video.
Hey, Salaki, y'all.
You a bitch.
Yeah, come on. This since y'all mentioned witchcraft, that's the scripture I told you weekly. This is Nahum 3 and 4. It say because of the multitude of the orders of the welfare of a harlot.
That's your witchcraft, which they call manufactured consent.
Yep.
That's an Orwellian term.
Yep.
And with that, all it's showing you is that how the media get to subconsciously plant shit in your mind by advertising, so you can subconsciously, all right, become a overwhelming consumer.
Yeah.
And all about materialism.
How did they get them to go to war in 9/11? They kept on advertising war on terror, war. They have weapons of mass destruction, so they kept putting that in the media, so people can be like, let's go to war. And they took those young jakes, those young boys, to war to go kill, rape, and rob in another country to take soil. You don't go to other countries that you say is poor. All right, if they're poor and they're evil and this, that, and the third, you don't go there and you get riches out of that place, man. You know?
They have resources.
They have resources, so they send everybody to war in 9/11 to go get the resources and to go take over people's countries, man. It's called hostile takeover.
Occupation.
Matter of fact, if I can real quick, that tactic that the brother speaking on, the propaganda, was a tactic that was created by the Tavistock Institute in the early 1940s, and they used that same tactic to take America into World War II. So that way they can make America U.S. dollar the Federal Reserve currency, and put those garrisons and the military bases in other parts of the world, man. You
Their
know?
central banks, their systems and stuff like
So
that.
they can expand. They can expand their occupation. Because what the scriptures say, it said he shall cover the earth as a dew.
That's right.
So we're not stupid, okay? Because the Lord revealed the secrets. He revealed the mysteries. He opened his Bible up to us. Okay?
But finish reading that about the war. Okay, go ahead, read that real quick.
All right, this back in Nahum 3 and 4 it say because of the multitude of the orders of the welfare of a harlot.
America.
Yep, America.
The mistress of witchcraft.
The mistress of witchcraft. So this is the woman of witchcraft. Okay? Which this whole place is built off of sorcery and witchcraft, man. We was just going into the meeting. If you watch a rap video about killing and murdering and adultery, it's gonna subconsciously get in your mind killing, murder, adultery. So when you see your own brother that look like you, it's gonna be this little this standstill tick.
Automatically, the ops.
But now you get Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all them women, dots. Degrading you to be a woman. Then the little girls and stuff is gonna grow up to have that in their fucking mind. That's witchcraft.
They taking advantage by curses.
That's right. See, the more diligent search, the scriptures say that.
It's witchcraft because we're sheep.
Right.
We are a nation of sheep. If you know anything about sheep needs a shepherd. Sheep, they can go wherever they go. That's why they call sheep herders. A sheep herder holds the staff, and a sheep would just wander off. Everybody been in a line, and one sheep would just go this way. You got to get the staff to hit the sheep on the head to get them to go back. They study the minds of the people. They know that we're sheep. So whatever we see and that'll be in our face, we're going to begin eventually to be able to do it.
So they program us to go home.
It's a program.
So that ain't psychological
And that's psychological
So are
warfare.
we not at war with this devil?
That's it. That's war. Now think about in the 50s. Was all men and women sagging their pants in the 50s, or did they have on suits and they were speaking upright? Malcolm X, and you know Malcolm X. So look how they was talking back then. You know, look at the demeanor, the consciousness of the women, the consciousness of the men. The 50s, the 40s. But then slowly, when we get to the 80s, then they hit crack in the 80s, deliberately. Then they did AIDS. Then Reaganomics. And then black exploitation. All began in the late 70s, early 80s until now. Now this is a complete destroyed generation.
But we not supposed to be mad. We not supposed to give a fuck.
Fuck,
Excuse my
not to say fuck slavery, but okay, let's push away slavery. Let's talk about 40 years ago, 50 years ago. But they're being brought out on these charges, man. Go ahead, finish that up.
It says, because of the multitude of the whores of the welfare harlot,
Right?
the mistress of
The
witchcraft,
mistress of witchcraft, go ahead.
that selleth nations through her whoredom.
That sell of nations through their whoredoms. Now what they do, now they destroyed this, then they go up into another country. The Arab, Arab Spring. They go there and put their philosophies and kill their leader and put a puppet leader up in there. And now they got homosexuality in lands where the Muslims is at. And they don't deal with that.
And it's all about using your emotions against you.
Yep.
You know, give the women rights, and then they'll do that. They'll give the women rights, but all along they passing policies to start taking certain rights away from the people.
Destroy you.
So you destroy the fabric of the family. You destroy all those principles, and that's what this devil is doing.
Read that again.
It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the welfare of harlot,
Right.
the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredom,
Sell of nations through her whoredom, go ahead.
and families through her witchcraft.
And families through her witchcraft. So the families is being broken up. Right? Women out of order, men out of order. Read that again.
It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms,
That's not like
it says they sell nations through her whoredoms,
right?
and families through her witchcraft.
Families through her witchcraft. Go ahead.
Behold, I am against thee, says the Lord of hosts.
See, the Lord said he's against thee. That's why all this is happening in the world. Because the Lord has a controversy with this place. This is the reason.
I just seen a commercial they talking about just saying it. This nigga off the street. God damn. But anyway, I just seen a commercial that basically saying that this is God's America. Yeah. And the hypocrisy is so strong.
What God? What God?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, no. That was your example right there.
Yeah.
Because immediately,
But see, that was a spirit, because he wasn't playing no music until he got right there. Then he get the blast. And we were just talking about the music. It's all, you know. Go ahead.
This back in Nahum 3 and 5, it say, behold, I am against thee, says the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face.
See, and when you discover your skirt, what does that mean? When you discover your skirt upon your face is if a woman got a dress on and the wind blow that motherfucker, everything is being shown and seen. Okay, so as a woman, if an actual woman had a dress on and a skirt and it all lifted up, she would be ashamed. The first thing she do is she'll try to cover herself up. Oh. You know, that's Americans being shamed. So they're trying to cover it all up. But no, that wind keep on blowing.
Yep.
You try to cover the front up, the wind come up in the back. You try to cover the back up, the wind come up from the front again.
Yeah, that's why the Lord showing all that iniquity.
Yep.
They've been doing for the past centuries and decades, man. That's why the Lord say, hey,
Because this is the end. Yeah. Second Thessalonians. He's going to be revealed by the spirit of the mouth. He's being revealed. That mystery of iniquity does already work. That evil seed has already been planted in earth. And he's been growing for generations and generations. that old serpent that turned into a dragon, all right, head is about to get chopped off right now.
And if I were to describe it, to put it in words to describe his work and the mischievous work he's done in earth, the wickedness, it's unreal. It's almost unreal, bro. I mean,
It's
this
more than
dude,
we don't even know.
man, exactly.
It's things that we don't even know nothing
Bro,
about.
he didn't leave no stone unturned when it comes to genetically modifying you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to be savage.
He went to the point where he don't even care if some of his own people gets caught up in the crossfire.
Casualties of war.
Casualties of war. Friendly fire.
Right.
Because they got an agenda.
Yeah, hell yeah.
If you come against that, even if you and their own people, if you come up against this agenda, we'll kill you.
And even if you ain't a part of their family line, their family structure, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck. It says, Nahum 3 and 5, it say, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness.
Yep. They begin to find out that they've been selling them poison. They've been beginning to find out that they was getting over on them on the money, petroleum, the oil.
Not him, but the dude from Iran that we know.
Ahmadinejad, yeah.
And then Putin just said something about America and slavery, man. You know, so the nations know.
Yeah.
You know, Ahmadinejad said something about it. You know.
Well, they start to find out why the fuck is our people uprising. It was coups being set to uprise against the people, so they can get on the news. See, America's they the devil. All right, these people are fucking wicked. They'll get their own nations of people, a sect of their nation of people to sell out, put a puppet up in there, and get on the news and say that this country is going through all of this, and it won't even be happening. And they'll put it on American news so they can use an excuse to go over there. Well, we gotta help them fight over there.
They doing it heavy with this whole COVID.
They did that with Noriega.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the 80s, man.
The CIA.
The CIA did that.
Yep.
Daddy Bush.
You know, they did that because they was going. America is the puff daddy of the drug dealers, man.
Okay.
It's the real Ricky Ross and drug dealers, man. America, the government, the CIA. They make movies about it. You think how precise they be in the movie that shit ain't going on in life, real life? Go ahead.
And I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
Because that time is coming.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a gazing stock, because everybody gonna see the downfall of America. You know? Everybody gonna see the downfall of America. All over the world. They're gonna watch it on their phones. They're gonna see the smoke rising from America. The burning from the thermonuclear destruction.
In 4K.
And 4K. No, they got 8K now.
Right, 8K.
It's like that movie V for Vendetta. And
They gonna see it. Look, they gonna be in another country. They gonna see this. They gonna see that smoke. They gonna know America is destroyed.
Exactly. You're gonna be
They showed it in the movie V for Vendetta. In the beginning of the movie, Europe was UK was under civil unrest, and she looked at the TV screen and said America was already destroyed.
Yeah. There's so many movies. There's so many movies that depict America being destroyed.
They put it in there. Now, see, he had put it in there as a good movie or storyline, but they really running from it though. You know, they're trying to hide. They don't want to be destroyed. They know that these prophecies is hitting though, so they're gonna try to make it escape. But it ain't gonna escape.
China just launched a.
It's Revelation 18:2, and it reads, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. America is Babylon. Right? It says, it's fallen and it's become the habitation of devils.
Yeah, now this is a future prophecy. Okay? It has fallen. This is a future prophecy. So the reason why it's gonna be destroyed is because of everything that we've been mentioning. Beginning with touching the apple of the Lord's eye. So his fallen became a habitation of devils. Okay, go ahead.
And the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful word.
Yeah, that's talking about when everything is destroyed. The only thing left is going to be the wilderness of the beasts. That's in Isaiah 34. It talks about the Camoret, the Comoret. You know, it's going to be like a desert. Those are desert animals. So that lets you know that Babylon is going to be a desert. Okay, go ahead.
It says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication."
Yeah.
Philosophies.
You got it. You break it down. You got it.
Philosophies, all the propaganda, the bullshit, like the brother was bringing out about how they'll create a fake news report on the country just to go in and take over. You know, hostile takeover. It says, "And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her." Yeah, like all these kings,
Especially China. Especially China.
Mixed deep.
Especially China.
You ever say Asian partakers of her sin?
Yeah. Because the whole what is that now? The social credit system that China has set up, man. That's that new world order. That's the image of the beast right there.
Yeah.
They just launched a rocket ship up there to the satellites. What was it? Like 2 days ago.
See how far it can go, or just a satellite?
No, space station. To the space station. They beat America to the space station. Now you know America finna counter that.
Yep.
That space race.
The SpaceX drones go up there. They keep blowing up.
No, I'm just saying it's a little cheeky.
It says, "And the merchants of the earth wax rich through the abundance of her delicacies." Brothers talking about China and other countries, man, doing business. The bag.
Well, that's why Sirach 10 and 8 says, "With riches, increase got by deceit." Continue was translated from one people to another. Because they got it. They do that traffic. We can go into Ezekiel the 28th chapter. They're starting the traffic of Esau. That traffic is that merchant. You see, that's how they begin to get rich. In them other nations, they was getting rich off of the evil and filth of Esau too. See, so they ain't exempt. You know. You got it.
It says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins."
Yep, and that come out of her, my people. It's talking about when the Israelites, the elect, are gonna get beaten up out of here. Be not partakers of her sins. It's talking about not being a part of the destruction. Come out of her. It's gonna be a shout, man. It's gonna be a shout that's gonna lift up the elect. Right simultaneously during the fire, man. Real quick, somebody go ahead, jump and get Revelation 15:1 real quick. Come up out of her, my people, so you do not partake of her sins. We're gonna be in the fire in the midst of the destruction.
15:1.
Yeah.
Alright. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 15 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
"And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues.
Yep, it's the 7 last plagues. Go ahead.
For in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High."
And what is the wrath of the Most High? The thermonuclear missiles. That's the wrath of the Most High. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 2. "And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire."
A sea of glass mingled with fire is the representation of the chariots. Okay? Go ahead.
"And them that had gotten the victory over the beast."
And them that got victory over the beast. So a sea mingled with glass. Remember where that scripture is? Was it Isaiah 60 and 8? Doves to his windows. Like doves to the windows. Now the sea mingled with glass is we're gonna be the elect is gonna be in the chariots. Okay? And we're gonna be 60 and 8, right? Okay, I was right. We're gonna be in the chariots while missiles is being shot. And we're gonna see the destruction. Read that again.
"And them that you want to start off from verse 2?
Yep, go ahead, verse 2.
Revelation 15 and 2. "And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire."
A sea of glass mingled with fire. So the elect is going to be looking at the fire and destruction inside the chariots. That's what the scripture tells us, how we're gonna get put through the fire. We're literally gonna leave this place through the fire. That's that scarcely saved. We're gonna literally be in the chariot while all the fires around us getting beamed the fuck out. That's the scarcely saved. Go ahead.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
See, them that got victory over the beast. That's why Revelation 18 said, "Come out of her, my people, and don't be partakers of her sins." So the elect is gonna get beamed up simultaneously as the destruction is happening, man. Okay, go ahead.
And over his image, and over his mark,
We had victory over the image, which is the philosophies, the wickedness of this place. What the image on the left hand side, and the mark, which is the microchip. Those that didn't take the chip. Go ahead.
and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
See, we're gonna be on a sea of glass, having a heart. We're gonna be rejoicing in the chariots. That's what it's talking about. So come out from my people. That's a precept today. Go ahead with the Isaiah 60 and 8.
Isaiah chapter 60, verse 8. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows?
That's the doves to their windows. It's the chariots. So the chariots have windows that we're gonna be able to see out of. Man. Okay. Psalm 91. Psalm 91 tells you how we're gonna see the reward of the wicked. How are we gonna see the reward of the wicked? We're gonna be in the chariots looking at everybody get destroyed. I had a dream of that. I had a dream right before the destruction. I was up in the chariot, and it looked like glass, but it looked like spider webs. Like a very it looked like a dope ass spider web, you know? Yeah, like a crystal like spider webs all around me. And then as soon as I got up in it, that's when destruction started to happen. And I was witnessing the destruction happen. Not the missiles, I'm just seeing like chaos. But it's just representation of being shielded, man.
I was actually standing on the glass and I was able to see the whole earth from the chariot. So this ain't no.
It ain't far-fetched. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Right.
Tell me something else. Let's hear your breakdown. Let's see. Go ahead, That's it? Yeah, that's it. You got something? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. It says the city of confusion is broken down.
That's America. Babel, all right? That's why we call this Babylon. Because it's all about confusion. All right? This whole America is turned upside down. Morally, all right? Spiritually, you don't even have no spirituality in this place. Okay? And they condemn you when you are spiritual.
To be a transgender is confusion. This is the city of confusion. You have a man that's 40 saying, I want to identify as a 12-year-old. That's fucking confusion. That's bugged the fuck out. That's madness. Is that not confusion? For a little girl to want to grow up, to want to cut off her breasts, and want to take pills to get a beard? To go with the same sex? Is that not confusion? Is it not confusion for a boy to get a sex change, to get breasts, to cut off his rod?
A child.
Is that not fucking confusion?
Their excuses is America, we're free, equality, all this bullshit.
Everybody, all you fucking nigga women, and blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, picking up Michelle Obama. But here it is, Michelle Obama is speaking about how she accepted the LGBTQ for the black community, and ain't nobody said a fucking thing. Nobody said a goddamn thing about what Michelle Obama was speaking about. The so-called first black first lady. Did nobody condemn her? Did nobody say nothing? That's the witchcraft, man. And you see that they're talking about Gabrielle Union. They're talking about Dwayne Wade for what he's doing with his son. But then when Michelle Obama interview, ain't nobody said nothing.
says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Yeah, all this mirth, all this happy time, it's about to be broken down, man. It's about to be over with. So live it up, man. Shit, look, live it up. Do what y'all gonna do.
We ain't gonna stop you.
No, hell no, we ain't stopping. Max out your credit cards. We ain't stopping a damn thing. Go ahead.
It says, in the city is left desolation.
And the city is left desolation. When you leave, only thing that can leave a place desolate, if there was a bomb there. They left a whole block of Philly desolate back in the 80s when they bombed them jakes that was up in that house. It was like a movie? No. It was what? I don't know if it was a movie, but it was a documentary in Philly in the 80s or the 90s. I can't remember what happened, but it was dealing with one of those black groups that rose up and they were trying to get them, you know. But it was children in there and women, and they made a lie about them, saying that they were. I guess it was like a small shootout with police or something that happened. And then they just dropped the bomb on Philly. They don't even talk about that. That was in the 90s. They came and dropped the bomb on Philly and destroyed the whole street. Left that motherfucker desolate. They did it to Tulsa, Oklahoma. They did it in 1866, Wilmington. Yeah, bombs leave things desolate. That's the only way is to be desolate, like a demolition.
And that's the thing. Like Esau has this thing, the superiority complex, where he could tell people how they should act in the earth. And you're the only person
that kill your own people.
The so-called white man is the only people on the planet Earth that will bomb somebody. All right, totally eradicate somebody's whole nation, kill their culture, and then try to tell people how they supposed to be living. Like you are no moral authority to tell anybody any damn thing, man. America is in no moral authority to tell anybody nothing. They shouldn't even be speaking right now, man. All the politicians should be arrested.
It says, and the gate is smitten with destruction. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is gone. It's like when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice. They shall sing for the majesty of the Lord. They shall cry aloud from the sea. Wherefore glorify ye the Lord in the fires, even the name of the Lord, power of Israel in the isles of the sea. So going back to what the brother was breaking down about the nuclear missiles and the chariots and how we're going to glorify the Lord in the midst of the destruction. You know, when that destruction is happening, we're going to glorify the Lord in the fires, singing praise and songs, man. You know, because as the fire is raining down, we're being lifted up. We're going to be singing praises to the Lord, man. Yeah, that's it. That was the one.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are.
But this is a God-fearing country. Let's keep that in mind. This is a God-fearing country. Every court, every justice system, they got the Bible. They swear in on the Bible.
Yep.
The presidents, they swear in on the Bible. Okay? So read it again.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
So is America defiled enough?
Above measure.
Above measure. Okay.
We're probably on bloody soil right now.
Oh yeah,
that's facts.
That's facts.
That's facts.
They used to hang Negroes downtown
Right here.
Walker.
Yeah, they did downtown Milwaukee the same way that they did Manhattan and New York City. It's all landfill. Landfill with dead men's bones.
Yeah, Elder Yashawamba, the Dallas camp, he did some studies, and he looked up the area that they was in. And come to find out, that same corner is where they had. It was a big uprising in that same corner for hanging the Jacob right there. And that was maybe 100 some years before they even got there to prophesy right there. So if we really want to study about this area, well, like y'all said, Jacob's being hung up around here. That's why we right here.
Old World 3rd Street.
Old World 3rd Street. That's the spirit. So this place is being condemned and judged. We're condemning this devil on the soil where they murdered innocent Jakes. How much more of a slap in the face? And you don't think that these devils don't know what happened in these different areas and locations and stuff? You know? And then out of nowhere, the spirit to have us just directly come here.
That's true.
That's why they're in fear.
I can just imagine.
That's why they're in fear.
They slap me when I say something. Prophesied over there, and they do roll up on the bike and say, "You know what you
Oh yeah.
that?" Yeah. I think like a short thing I remember.
We right by
He probably
the
talking about something. He probably talking about that.
Yeah.
we right by the courthouse and the federal courthouse.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's judgment. Judgment, yeah. That's a slap in their face.
Yeah, they got those records.
Yeah, that shit is coming back to haunt them, man. Esau's hard. And the scriptures say we are grievous to behold. Us doing what we're doing now, even though the scripture says foolishness, the foolishness of preaching. This is foolish because the Lord can just come back and save. He can save and destroy who he wanted to, right? Put everything back in order. You know?
Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's right, man. So it can't be. This land can't be cleansed unless that blood is a recompense. All right, with the shedding of more blood. And so what the Lord is going to do, all right, he's going to send down that nuclear shower, all right, because his sword is going to be bathed in heaven, all right. It's getting more cheeky out here. Go ahead, Job 20 and 10. Start at 4.
Give me Nahum. Nahum 3 and 1, it say, "Woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery."
Right, and America's the bloody city, all right? No matter how you try to mask it and cover it, America's the bloody city. And all you people are doing, all right, is really, you're benefiting off of slavery, all right? Because those companies, those banks that you get your loans from, all right, they got all their equity and all that money, that inherited money from free slave labor. So if you're in America, all right, living and basking here in America, you got a home in America, guess what? Now the Lord says you're part of the problem because what? You're on stolen soil where blood was spilled, okay? And where his children are still in captivity. We're still under the so-called white man's rule, all right? We still have to get a license. And when we're born, right out of the womb, we become straw men, all right? We become a number, all right? We got a birth certificate and all these other things. So we're not free, all right? They're occupying our homeland, all right?
Yeah, they occupying the neighborhoods we live in.
Exactly.
That's not fucking free.
Every time you turn around, you got Jake and Fear.
Fucking niggas out here celebrating Juneteenth.
What just happened? That's what's been happening.
And then to pacify you suck ass niggas, you make it a holiday. And during Pride.
And you got somebody like Biden to come up to you now. You're not happy?
Right.
Oh, you're not happy?
No, you're not black.
You're not black. 'Cause you're not happy.
You know what's funny?
Like-
They created a so-called anti-Asian hate. This to show you how much they hate you niggas, right? They created an anti-Asian hate bill, but ain't no anti-Black Latino Native American bill. They've been killing you niggas for years. All of a sudden, they get a couple of hate crimes on Ammon and Moab, And now they passing laws for them, but they ain't
It
never
ain't even
passed
hate
a law.
crime. It was just a scuffle.
Yeah.
It wasn't based off of hate. Shit.
It's based on Jake just being random. And
Right.
doing
Right.
random shit.
But it was Edomites doing. It was something about Edomite smacked the shit out of a goddamn Asian.
Oh,
Moab
man,
or
if
something
anybody
like that.
treat them bogus,
If anybody,
Esau.
Esau don't like the cheeks.
anybody
That
is a
was a business
so-called
move,
white
though.
man. No, yeah, because
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, they're in business with China. So it just looks better.
Anti-hateful.
But I'm just saying that just to say that they made Juneteenth a holiday, but then they're not doing the things that so-called that you want him to do for you. But y'all happy he made it a holiday, but he's still killing you in the streets
Every day.
without no discrimination, with all prejudice.
Every day.
And emancipate really is just a transferring of ownership. Now we're owned by the corporate entities, you know? And see,
They gonna have fun.
He did give up with the axe for.
boy, that's why I know I understand the Lord's anger and what he gonna do with people. He said he's gonna scream like a travailing woman because she ashamed, but so what? Y'all supposed to be ashamed of this, you know? Go ahead, my bad.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment?
Yep. So their reign, it has actually been a short reign. It's only been a few hundred years. And they came. They came into their little golden age, all right, during what do you call it, the age of when they start building everything. The Industrial Revolution. Okay. That was the 1800s.
That was after the Civil War.
Yeah, really.
80s, 1890s.
Right.
early 1900s.
And really, they really only got, what, 50, 60 years? I mean, of course, now the rich have been rich, but 100 years, you can say, you know, of enjoying their little colonization.
It really ain't been that long, too, because they had that Great Depression in the 20s.
Yeah, in the 30s.
And
Yeah,
then
20s, 30s.
after World War II is when they really amassed all their wealth and started making these Fortune 500 companies like Whirlpool, Maytag, the ones that make.
They were in the process of this build up.
Yeah,
Yep.
kind of.
And 60s was really the
Oh,
greatest
that's
time
why
that
the
America
Lord
ever
said,
had.
when we shall reach.
They were building it all up.
And right after they hit that crux, truth came.
Yep.
Hey, so the Lord really, he disappointed them. Because yeah, man.
We supposed to
Go
have
ahead,
flying
you got it.
cars already.
Book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung.
And that's the wicked. That's the wicked elitists. Okay, Esau, Edom. Okay, they're gonna perish, man. They're gonna. You're not even gonna know the so-called white people to be a nation anymore, man.
It's like flushing Lugu down a toilet.
Who cares about it? Go ahead.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found.
Yeah, because the so-called white man is a nightmare to the earth. Okay, and though they try to make themselves noble, they try to make themselves as though they fear God and they're just upstanding human beings. Y'all the contrary, man. Y'all the contrary of what a man's supposed to be. All right.
Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye which saw him, Salaki, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more. Neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall see.
That's why the scripture says he that now let it will let until we can take it out of the way. His place will not behold him. This will be up for him.
And,
No position. You know?
Another scripture say, hell and death shall meet thee at thy coming.
Yep.
With a great
Isaiah 14. Hell from beneath thee has meet thee at thy coming.
And hell is synonymous with the grave.
Yeah.
And in that grave, because the scripture said, well, they suffered not, their bodies not. But it's actually talking about us falling as a nation. So Esau's going to fall as a nation. They're not going to be as a nation.
And they ain't going to be able to get back up.
Nope. They ain't gonna have no mighty men. They ain't gonna have no military. They ain't gonna have no women. They ain't gonna have nothing. They ain't gonna have no noble. They ain't gonna have no scholars. They ain't gonna have none of that, man.
They gonna go back to the
Philanthropists and
yeah. They gonna go
all
back to
this-
the beast of Job.
Yeah.
Job what? 20? Job 30? They gonna go back to that beast-like mentality, man.
I need some bricklayers for my palace.
So easy a caveman could do it.
Yeah.
Go
They
ahead,
gonna
you
go
got
back
it.
to that mode. They're gonna be at the bottom.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 10. His children shall seek to please the poor.
Yeah, that's why they gave you niggas goddamn this weak ass holiday. They give this stupid ass holiday. Fucking Juneteenth.
But did you see what they doing to these niggas, bro?
Still in fucking slavery during Juneteenth. Still being hung, nigga. After Juneteenth, you niggas are still being hung.
Still be
Oh, the federal government had to go to certain plantations and force their slaves to be taken off the plantation.
And then they gave them a $300 stipend for each fucking slave.
Yep, Edna.
You niggas is far behind. Talk about some generational wealth. Fucking 2021, you niggas want to talk about establishing more wealth and shit. How y'all gonna do it this time? Huh? How y'all gonna do it this time? How y'all gonna establish this generational wealth? It's a fucking 3,000-year wealth gap. It's a huge gap. No fucking Juneteenth holiday is gonna close in that damn gap. Go ahead.
Job 20 and 10. His children shall seek to please the poor.
Let's just pacify it.
Stimulus check, stimulus check, stimulus check. Welfare, welfare, food share, food share, food share.
Get your food share, all food share. Get your Section 8. Get your Section 8. Get your housing.
Get your HUD.
Get your child support.
And all the benefits is going to the damn woman. And they make
There wasn't nothing to bring up the family structure. They gave it all to the goddamn woman. Fucking stiff armed the men out the way.
That's why they made public. That's why they made public aid. It was part of the city.
That was the main stipulation. You got the men, gotta be out there.
I seen the title. I ain't watching yet. Go ahead. Somebody else get something?
I'm going to finish this. Job 20 and 10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. Verse 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
The sin of his youth go back to fucking Cain. That goes back to Cain, man.
Right.
The sin of his youth.
He's a liar. He's a father.
Cain always wants to destroy the righteous, which is Abel, man. You know? That same vibration of Cain really goes back to the enmity of the serpent and the woman. Okay? The sin of his youth. All the way from the beginning. Go ahead.
His bones are full of the sin of his youth,
Right?
which shall lie down with him in the dust.
We shall lie down with him in the dust. Oh, sit in the dust, oh daughter of Virgin Babylon, man. All right, there is no throne.
And a lot of them gonna be, they're gonna notice what we read earlier. The sinner's children are abominations, but they shall be reproached for their father's sake. Even in the kingdom, they're gonna know all that they've done.
Verse 13, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asps within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
Yep, all of the rape, robbery, and murder, and all the resources that you have accumulated throughout these years, you're gonna vomit it all back up. All those are getting stacked in treasures for the kingdom.
That's James 5.
All the riches and all that y'all just took is just finna get gathered up, and y'all gonna have to present it to us, humbled down, and changed.
Say they keep the treasure to the last time.
You got it.
20 and 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. Keep going.
Yeah, this is.
He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for, he shall restore.
See, that which he labored for, he shall restore. He's gonna have to restore all things back into the children of Israel, man. See, he gotta get all that shit. Gotta come back.
This is what it said. The brooks of honey you shall not see. So you ain't gonna come into the height of your kingdom.
Yep.
You ain't gonna see none of that.
You're gonna have to restore everything, man. You got it's called payback. Alright? It's called payback.
More white privilege.
Somebody get real quick, Galatians 6. Galatians 6 and 7. Galatians 6 and 7.
Oh, God, it's the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked.
Go ahead.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
So it's going to be judgment and payback. You stole, you raped, you robbed. Guess what? You're going to be spoiled. Not raped. That's that. You're going to be spoiled. Put it like that.
Rape just means taken.
Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to take. We're not going to ask. We're going to take. Everything is going to be given back into the nation of Israel, man.
That's why the scripture said, Daniel said, the saints shall take the kingdom.
Yep. The saints shall take the kingdom. We're going to spoil the kingdom. I mean, we're going to spoil this place. Well, not this place. We're going to spoil all the treasures. All the treasures of the earth that y'all got stored up. We're going to go and grab all of it back up, man.
Thank you.
Be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. You thought you got over. You know? That's why Scripture says a day that they didn't look for. Roughly paraphrasing. So long before they looked for. Whatsoever man soweth, when you sow something, you plant a seed in something. You plant the seed. Okay? So if you plant the seed of perverseness and wickedness and things of that nature, in return, you're going to get whatever you sow, you're going to reap that. Alright? You're going to reap the benefits of that, which is ultimately judgment. Go ahead.
Job 20 and 18.
No, real quick, hold that. Get Revelations 13.
I just had it. Start at 10.
Yep, go ahead. You got it.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So those that took a person into slavery, they're going to go into slavery. Go ahead.
He that killeth with a sword must be killed with a sword.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. So the Lord is saying, if you do anything, if you take a person into captivity, you're going to go into captivity. If you kill someone with the sword, that judgment of you being destroyed by the same sword is going to come upon your head. That's called a recompense, meaning a payback.
That's how the universe works.
That's how the world works. Karma. It's called karma.
Eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth.
Boom. There you go. That's just like that. Go ahead.
God's judgment.
Here is the faith. It's like here is the patience and the faith of the
Here's
saints.
the patience and the faith of the saints. You know? So the saints got to be patient on getting these things. You know? You got it?
Yeah, I got something.
Hey, that's it on that. I think that's it on that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Psalms 52, 57. It's just the Psalms 57. This is Psalms 51, 57. 52, come on, 52 and 7. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in his abundance of riches.
See? Trust me. See, I know this is a lot of fist pumping now. a lot of beats. Go ahead.
It's back to Psalms 52 and 7. We say, lo, this is the man that made not the most high strength.
This is the man that made not the most high strength. Now, America was so-called a Christian established off of a Christian,
Judeo, right?
yeah, God, and, you know, family and things of that nature, right? They had the Bible, pilgrims, Puritans with the Bible. They set themselves up to be judges. What's the dude name? George Washington. They had the black robes on. They had the little hair and all that. They had all that as to be judges. They set them up to be a judge. They had the Bible, but you didn't do nothing that the Bible says to do. The presidents, they get inaugurated, then they swear in on the Bible and do nothing that the Bible says to do. Go ahead, read that again.
God, it's back in Psalms 52:7. It say, "Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength,
This is the man that made not God his strength. Go ahead.
but trusted in the abundance of his riches."
And trusted in the abundance of the riches, man. Why did they come? Why did they take Puerto Rico? Because that port was rich. That's what Puerto Rico means. Port rich. Why do they go and take over different countries? Because the soils is rich. So they take all the minerals, the resources, the gold, the diamonds, the rubies, and they enslave people. That's why they call them Puerto Ricans. It means port rich. Your land was full of rubies and diamonds, and we're going to name you after what we just took.
Some reason that Zimbabwe, all that happened in Zimbabwe, they found the oil there.
The black diamonds.
Right.
Yep.
That's what blood diamond.
That's what blood diamonds is about. To go over there and take people's things. But it's prophesied that he was going to be the man of the sword. Okay? Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man today, he was the man, he was blessed with the sword and take peace from the earth. You got nothing wrong.
And strengthened himself in his wickedness.
And you see, he strengthened himself in his wickedness. He said, the hell with the Bible, we're going to uphold us, we're upright, but behind closed doors, we're going to be this vile and wicked creature. And now we're at the time of his end, because he's being revealed. You got, go ahead.
It's Psalm 73:12. It said, "Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world."
See, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. Who's prospering in the world? All right? Who makes the rules and regulations of the world and the system? Hold on. Go ahead. It's some more on that.
They increase in riches.
They increase your riches. Though riches got by deceit. Alright? The kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Does the Bible also say don't store your riches in the material world?
Yeah, right. The real riches is the Bible and the knowledge of the Lord.
I gotta ask, then so what's going on with Israel?
What do you mean?
Like in the Mediterranean.
They're not the people.
Those are not the real people.
They're not the people.
They're stealing all the resources and the gold from over there, Palestine and all that. They're taking their people's lands. Though we are the real people of that land that was taken into captivity and brought over here for slaves, and they shipped them over there. You heard about Balfour Declaration, right? Balfour Declaration, 1952.
No.
Look up the Balfour Declaration. That's when they shipped the Jews, who are known as the Jews now today. They flew them over there to Israel.
How do you spell that?
Balfour.
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 Declaration. Or you can look up the Palestine Mandate.
Palestine Mandate or the Balfour Declaration. It was a group of people who were flown over there, and it was a group of people that was took out of that land.
So this is related to Israel becoming, or what you're saying is apostates in 1947-48. So, I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Public school, right? And I get it. Like, you got a bunch of people walking around with a bunch of pieces of plastic saying, "Oh, hey, that's me." You know, capitalization. Like, I get it. Like, some of these things. Balfour Declaration.
Yeah, look it up. No, you know what? We ain't got to look it up. We'll do it right now. Look it up. Get the Balfour Declaration, and then get
I got precepts. I got Job 9:24, Ezekiel 36:4.
yeah, we'll help you out.
Load up.
You had a group of these people. These people that came here on slave ships and was took it down, they were took it from their homeland. Those people over there, the Jews, the Jewish, they have all the wealth, the riches, and everything. You know, because they took, raped, robbed, and murdered, and took everything from people. So what we're talking about is righteous judgment according to the Bible. On the people who does evil, eventually is going to come back upon them. And we're at the peak of everything being revealed. This is the information that you can type in Google and find out all types of information on what was hidden. Just like about Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was something that it wasn't really talked about. Alright? After slavery, blacks set up something for ourselves and they came and bombed us. That's just history.
What time in history? So we bombed what?
Black Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Black Wall Street?
You never heard of
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
What
The
is
bombing of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
He know what it is.
1921. You know, we was fully established. We had our own banks. We had our own hospitals and everything.
It's 2021. You don't know about that?
Where you from?
I know a lot more. Where am I from? I'm from right here.
You from Milwaukee?
I live right here.
Okay.
In my body, right?
All right. Cool.
No, well,
That is
I
smart.
guess historically, right, it'd be Illinoisan, right, and then before that, family's been America side for about 100 years.
Right.
Oh, where you from? I mean, where your family from? Your descendants.
Like ancestry?
Yeah, ancestors.
Arabia.
Arabia. Europe?
German?
Europe, yeah.
Europe.
Czech.
Yep.
Okay.
So basically Russia.
Oh, okay.
Russia.
Yeah.
Russia.
I don't think all white men are evil.
Well, okay, Russians. Okay, check this
No, we're
out.
saying
There's definitely
Edomites.
a lot of evil.
We're saying Edomites. are
Okay,
evil.
no. Check this out. Now, have you heard? Now, your ancestry goes back to Russia.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially,
There's
right.
Slovakian.
Slovakia,
yeah, really
right. I know that landmass, right? So, what was going on? What they call the Russian pogroms?
What?
The Russian pogroms. Have you heard of that?
I'm sorry.
Russian pogroms. Nope. Pogroms. It's not with a P O. I'm gonna look it up. Yep. What that was about? What we're finna get into, the Jews. It's good that you said that because it was scrimmages against the Russians and the Jewish. The Russians and the Jews. Now the Jews was over there taking money and wealth from the Russians over there, and the lie was that the Jewish was being hated and being killed, but those Jewish people were taking money and resources and land and streets, and there was a big conflict over there. So they took them out of Russia and placed them over there in Israel. This was in the 1800s. It's called the Aliyah. The first Aliyahs was in the time of the Russians having disputes with the Jewish and got them over there in the 1800s, and it was funded by the Rothschilds. And that's how the 6-Day War went on. But we'll get it. It was before the 6-Day War. What you got?
Well, yeah, that's what
Read that.
So this is the Balfour Declaration that we were telling you about. This is from the encyclopedia. It says the Balfour Declaration was a public statement issued by the British government in 1917 during the First World War, announcing support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, then an Ottoman region with a small minority Jewish population. It says the declaration was contained in a letter dated November 2nd, 1917, from the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour to Lord Rothschild, a leader of the British Jewish community, for transmission to the Zionist Federation of Great Britain and Ireland. So basically, and I can read what the letter says too, it's right here. It says, "Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you on behalf of His Majesty's government the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the cabinet." Now, the aspiration that they had was to have a landmass, a place where they can call a home, right? Because you read in the excerpt, it said concerning the new national home for the Jewish people.
Right.
It says, His Majesty's government view with favor the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people.
Yep.
So they established it in Palestine for the Jewish people. And that's actually written in the scriptures in Joel.
Yep.
Joel, the 2nd chapter.
Those are imposters. They don't belong in their land. That's what this is about. If we have, this is written American documentation on what they did. They flew those people over there.
It says,
But the most important thing about this is that it was already prophesied of the Bible that these things were going to take place.
Is there a specific translation you're using, or?
King James Version. Yep, King James Version. Because King James Version is the original text to the Torah, the Tanakh. It's the one of the
it's a direct translation.
a direct translation from the actual Hebrew that it was written in until it was the King James Version. Greek Latin.
It says, and will use.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It says, and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object.
Go ahead.
It being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, or the rights and political statutes enjoyed by Jews in any other country. So basically what that's saying is that the people that already lived in Palestine, what they view, their religious views, and what they think and what they feel who should the land should belong to didn't matter. They were going to do whatever they could to establish that endeavor, point blank period. That's where the brother was talking about the elites and how they were flown from Yemen and flown from Britain and Germany over into Israel. And this is documented history.
We didn't write it. And we didn't do it.
Look who's fighting right now.
Nah, look who's fighting right now. They're fighting over a land that's not this, but it's in the Bible. Real quick, before you get on that, let's get a scripture. Get Joel 3.
I got Ezekiel 36.
Get Joel 3 and then just get to and ye have cast lots. You know what? Start from verse 1.
This Joel 3:1. It say, for behold, in those days and in the time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
The captivity of Judah and Jerusalem is talking about the 12 tribes of Israel. These people on this side. Now, you may be confused on why we got this like this. These are the 12 sons of Jacob in the Bible. When you go into history and when you go into the Bible and the characteristics of the people, and there's books and documentations on who are the real chosen people according to the Bible. And the Judah is the so-called blacks, African Americans today. Benjamin, the West Indies, the Jamaicans. Levi, the priest in the Bible, is the Haitians. These are biblical. These are the biblical names. These are the names that we were given. The modern day names.
The bywords.
Right. Bywords. So read that again.
Like Joel 3:1 says, for behold, in those days and in the time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Because we was in captivity, so now the Lord is going to restore our captivity. Go ahead.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
The Lord said it. I will gather all nations and bring them into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Have you heard about the valley of Jehoshaphat?
Yes, but I don't. I've heard it. But I need to read more.
Well, okay. What have you heard about it?
I don't have any details. I've heard.
Okay. I got you. The valley of Jehoshaphat is talking about World War III. Because all the nations are going to come together. It's going to be a big fight. Go ahead.
Joel 3:2, he said, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them therefore my people.
And plead with them therefore my people. So the Lord is going to judge those nations that's going to be fighting for the Lord's people. Go ahead.
And for my heritage Israel.
And for his heritage Israel. Somebody get in what is it? A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and then get the map.
Zechariah, man.
Yep. Somebody get the map. Right here. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It says, for my people and for my heritage Israel.
So the Lord said his heritage is Israel. Talking about the land. Go ahead.
Whom they have scattered among the nations.
Whom they have scattered among the nations. So the Israel, we've been scattered all over. Do you know know that we didn't come over here in America first. We were shipped to Brazil from the West Coast to Africa first. Okay? The West Indies, we were shipped in different parts before we even came over here. Okay? Go ahead.
And parted my land,
And parted my land, go ahead.
and they have cast lots for my people.
So the land was parted. Now who is in the land today? So-called Jewish. You have the Hamites, which is the Africans. And you have the Palestinians, which are the Ishmaelites or the Arabs. You have different people. You have different people in the land of Israel right now, and they're fighting.
So you guys are saying you're from Isaac.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
a low-level I'm not a Mason, but a low-level Mason once told me, what if everything everybody believed was not true? And I was like, oh, it was probably not that much, but like I've been learning a lot last several years, like, and not just like YouTube and that type of garbage. Like, I mean, you find some stuff, but like actual like law dictionaries and stuff like that.
That's what I said
There's
earlier.
some wild things out of there, right?
That's
who,
what I said.
Who would have known to say I understand means I agree with you and accept your
Right.
right? You know.
But you know, it's good that you said so we come from Isaac, because that's a good connection, because the scripture talks about the fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. There's a lineage. There's a lineage. And these people who you see on this sign are from their lineage. You may be from their lineage. You know, it's not about what you look like.
Yeah.
It's about the spirit in you. If you come back, if you go back to these people, it's a lineage thing. You know, it was black men and women in Russia. It's called the black coats of arms. Okay? You have lineages of our people because we were scattered. We was in Russia first. Okay? And then throughout mixed marriages, generations later, it came out a little bit lighter here and there, this and that. But you got the, get the side with next to the little color line inside.
Yeah, we got Roman icons to show
Just to show them. Because you could be a potential Israelite, you know, if you believe in this word. If you believe wholeheartedly in this word, in this book, you could be potentially an Israelite, because it was only written to the Israelites. Moses, on the law, who did Moses give the law, statutes, and commandments to? The Israelites. Who did the Bible say that the Messiah came for? Jesus Christ. It didn't say all people. He said he died for the sins of the Israelites. This right here. The black noble families, they were coming from Russia. And some of these pictures and things are still up. The Czars of Russia. Yep. And this is Spaniards. These is black men and women. The black coats of arms. Families with names of Negro origin, Upper, Holland, all right, German, Portugal. These is all black coats of arms. All Israelites. King James wasn't a white man. He was an actual black man over there in England. He ruled England and in London. The Scots. You ever heard of the Moors? The Moors. Came from the Stuart family. Yeah, the Stuart family. The Moors. Those are these people. But we was over there first. That's why the relics and things like that is still up there. But it's just hidden. Iconoclasm.
I'm sure you heard of iconoclasm.
The whitewash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you take
Really?
when you take the images, when you destroy certain images, whitewashing. Iconoclasm.
Oh, you mean destroying history?
The basic history. That's also known as the Renaissance.
Items. Yeah, you're right. So it transitioned from, turn it around. It transitioned from black faces. This is all history. And all the dates is in it. Now switch it around. To the Renaissance period, and now everything is white. The image of the Messiah, pale skin. According to the Bible, he didn't look like that. So the point of this is the wicked is being revealed and the righteous is being revealed, and the Lord is going to come back and deliver his people. That's why all these race riot scrimmages is coming up. That's why all this folly in the world is happening. That's why you can see people getting worse and worse. You see the mentality of the people getting worse and worse. You see the presidency and the Democrats, Republicans, and all that's all it's getting watered down. It's fake. It's manipulative. Everybody is speaking out against this place because this is the end. But something has to happen. Go ahead, finish reading.
What was he call it? The temple of democracy or some shit like that?
The temple of democracy.
Well, I mean that's so like I don't know if you guys heard of a guy called Larkin Rose.
Never heard of him.
If you YouTube statism, the world's most dangerous religion, I think that's pretty. He comes out and talks about some interesting stuff. Right? Government, literally right in your face. Men's mental mind control.
Yeah. Yep.
Statism, the most dangerous religion. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Oh, I'm gonna check him out.
What's his name? Larkin Rose.
Larkinrose.
Larkin Rose, you got it right here.
It's like a 12-minute and 35-second video. You guys might find some interesting principles in it. Maybe not the right word I'm searching for.
No, you.
What's it called? Just in time?
No, the name of the video, and I don't think it's on his channel. I think it's been taken down, but it's Statism, the world's most dangerous religion.
Statism. Okay, good. Statism.
I just looked it up.
That's the title of the video.
Right. Okay, let's get back to this. Go ahead.
It's back to Joel 3. I'm gonna start at 2 again.
Yep.
It say, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel,
Go ahead.
whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
See, they scattered among the nations and the land has been parted. So we got that ambassador of Ashdod. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 9.
Now, do you know landmarks? Do you know where Ashdod is? Tell me.
Don't just take our word for it.
Yeah, don't take our word for it.
I don't take anybody's word for anything. Well,
Okay.
I take everybody's word with a grain of salt. Right?
Okay, right.
Yeah, but Tel Aviv,
I ain't
Ashdod,
perfect.
that's in the land of Israel. Right, so, yep. Read it again.
Book of Zechariah chapter 9 verse 6, and it reads, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. When you go into the word bastard, it means someone illegitimate or illegal in Ashdod, which is going to be in the border of the land of the nation of Israel. So a bastard is in Ashdod right now. People that don't belong there. Go ahead. Someone who has no father.
Without mother and father are not wed under God.
Yeah,
Essentially.
I'm gonna get the definition. Go ahead.
and illegitimate too. Illegal.
Illegal, right?
Go ahead. No. This keep on.
Is it illegal or unlawful?
Illegal. It goes back to the word illegal, a bastard. A bastard is someone who doesn't have a father as well. But then when you go into it as well, it's someone who's is illegal. So you have people that don't supposed to be somewhere. Go ahead.
It says, I will cut off the pride of the Philistine, and I will take away his blood out of his mouth, and his abominations from between his teeth. But he that remaineth, even he shall be for our power, for our God. It says, and he shall be as a governor in Judah.
Yeah, that's it. Got something else out? Alright, let's finish this up so he can know about this side. Go ahead. I'm sorry, you got it.
Ezekiel 36. All right, and I'll start at 1. It says, also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, mountains of Israel, said, thus said the Lord, how? Because the enemy hath said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
The ancient high places, when you go into the scriptures, the ancient high places is representing the land of Israel. That's where everybody's fighting at. That's where all the commotion is at since the beginning of time. Everybody knows Israel, all the scrimmages and everything that goes on over there. That's the ancient high place. And the enemy wants to take that land over. Go ahead.
It says, therefore prophesy and say, thus said the Lord Yahweh power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye may be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord God. Thus saith the Lord God to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, and to the desolate waste, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Verse 5. Therefore, thus said, because the real Israelites were moved out of that land during the Roman occupation, and that's 70 AD.
70 AD.
You had the skirmishes of the Jewish-Roman wars. The real Israelites, the biblical Israelites, were casted out of their land. And then you had the Roman Emperor Hadrian, who came in, actually built Roman-style buildings in Israel, and declared their land Palestine during his time. Okay, so the Israelites they've been how to say, the diaspora started after during that Roman occupation, 70 AD and beyond.
Yeah, the diaspora.
Just the
diaspora.
Dispersion.
Yeah, but dispersion. So
right.
Yeah, the people in that land, they begin to get scattered off.
And that's one thing about the Israelites. You notice throughout their history, you had a number of diasporas. All right. It says Ezekiel 36:5. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord God, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen.
And the heathen, all right, the heathen is someone that's not under the Most High. Okay, a heathen. Those that are not the Israelites. The heathen are in that land. The people that belong to that land is not in that land.
It says, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea.
Idumea. Who is the Idumeans? The Idumeans goes back to the so-called white man. Idumea, Edom. When you go into history, it tells you on how the ancestors of the Europeans go back to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is the white man. The Greeks and the Romans. That's what who did you learn about in school? In history. We began with the Greeks. We learned about Alexander. Then we learned about the Roman Empire. Everybody went through that. We didn't learn about nobody else. We learned about the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire, and the Renaissance period. They made sure we knew that was true. Because that was the establishment of the European race, the Edomites, of them building themselves up. But there's a name that they go by. They go by the Idumeans. All right, and that's Greek.
It says, which have appointed my land into their possession.
Which has appointed my land into their possession.
With the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey.
See, so going back to your original question, what's up with the Jews or the Israels over there? Yeah. We just let you know. They took over that land, but it was Bible prophecy. The Lord let it happen that way because it was written. But this is the end of the world now. So the Lord is going to make sure the world knows who belongs to that land. The Lord is going to get his people and bring us back into that homeland. See, America's about to fall. The economic system and all this, the economy, we're in a time of inflation. All right, we're in a time of stagnation. Okay, we're in a time of economic collapse. We're in a time of the dollar crashing and going down. The dollar keeps steadily being devalued. That's why they're trying to put in monkey wrenches in it with Bitcoin and these different electronic systems. Because this is the downfall of this empire. One empire rises and another empire falls. We're in the transition of this empire going down. And that's just the truth. But this is the end of it.
You gotta divide it. They divided, and America's divided, most divided country.
Oh yeah, and this place is so divided now. That happened in the Roman Empire. They began to battle against each other into the collapse. See?
And it was all about bread and circuses. It was all about entertainment. It was all about
entertainment. Here it is. We're supposed to be in a pandemic, and they're letting everybody go back out and do what they want to do. You know? No morals, no nothing. This place is going down. Go ahead.
This Joel 3:3. It says, and they that have cast lots for my people.
Cast lots for the Lord's people. Go ahead.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
And has given a boy for an harlot. Now,
giving a boy for a harlot.
They have cast lots for my people and given a boy for a harlot. Now, a harlot is a woman who prostitutes herself, correct? So how is a boy given for a harlot? They were prostituting black boys. Is that not in history? Is that not in history where they had black boys on auction blocks and they were making them have sex with white men? Is that not history?
They made a movie on that.
It's
I
called.
don't know any specific references, but I'm sure it's happened.
The history they call it buck.
Everything discussing under the sun.
They call it buck breaking.
Buck
And
breaking.
then there's a movie called Mandingo. That's our history.
Mandingo. They actually had young boys. Like, let's say if I had a son and we were on the auction block and a white slave owner, I wanted the son, and they would pay to have sex with the son. That is written in the Bible, though. That's a fact.
Show 'em that.
Making of a slave, the Willie Lynch.
Yep.
They did that.
Now they say that this is made up, but that's just to hide the treachery. You see, and like we said, we're against Edomites. Okay.
Yeah, Edomites.
Edomites. Okay?
Edomite is the twin brother of
It don't
Jacob.
matter. Oh, Slag, yeah.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't matter about color. Okay. It's whether or not you can resonate. Your spirit resonates with this Bible,
If you go
which is
back
the truth.
to Isaac.
You know. Right, so it's whether or not your spirit can resonate with what's being said in the scriptures, you know?
If you
Because
go
a lot
back
of
to
people-
Abraham and Isaac and Jacob.
Yep. Because a lot of people, see, you got Bible Belt Christians who endorse that the Jewish people in Israel are the people of God.
I'm pretty sure that's what most people believe.
Yeah, they want to believe that, right? And they believe that everybody is coming against them and so on and so forth, but that's not the truth. All right? One of the major signs that's supposed to happen, if those are the people, there shouldn't be no war in that land. You know? That's one of the prophecies. If those Jewish people were the children of God, there wouldn't be no war in that land. There wouldn't be absolutely no skirmishes. In fact, there wouldn't be no war on earth, period. Because Isaiah, the 2nd chapter says so.
Right, just back in Joel 3:3, it says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
Right, and that's our history. Keep going.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Those are Hamites. Now, somebody got a Bible dictionary? Got a Bible dictionary? Anybody got a Bible dictionary? Got a Bible dictionary? Now, how in the hell? No, you're good.
I got the PDF.
Yeah, PDF version.
Because the thing is that we didn't sell. See, and the biggest lie out there, one of the biggest lies is that we sold ourselves into slavery. That's the biggest lie in the world.
Partially. So some Jakes did have a hand in taking Israelites into slavery.
Like William,
I'm good. Is that you? You got like, go ahead.
the story of William Ellison, is that legit?
William who?
William Ellison,
What's the story?
around the time of the War for the Union, Civil War, he was a black slave owner that owned roughly 65 I'm curious.
I mean, I wouldn't be far fetched. Well, George Washington had slaves. Abraham Lincoln had slaves. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't put it past them. Thomas Jefferson had slaves. You know they did a series. They did a discovery at Thomas Jefferson's house a couple years ago. And they went in his old house and they went in his backyard. This was on film. And they was getting to dig up old things in his backyard. And they found skeleton bones in his backyard. and they cut the camera off.
Yeah, the point is, Tyre and Zidon, all right, represents the Hamites, all right? And the point I was bringing out is that we're not Africans, okay? We're Shemitic, all right? It's the people that's calling themselves, that's saying anti-Shemitic, they're not the only Shemitic people on the planet.
Right.
The Persians, which they call themselves Iranians, they're
Shemitic.
They're Shemitic, okay? Not only that, but the Chinese, they're Shemitic. The Japanese are Shemitic. So there's a how can I say, there's a blackout when it comes to that.
understanding.
That when it comes to that whole history,
They're not
is
the
being
only
left
people
out.
that's Shemitic.
Right.
They
We're-
say Semitic, but it's really Shemitic. And it comes from the three sons of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth.
Right.
It's certain people that come out the land of Shem. There's certain people that come out the land of Ham. The Ham is the Hamites, which is the Africans. The Shem that come out of Shem is these people on this sign, the so-called white man, the Japanese man, Chinese man. We're all Shemitic. And then you have the Japhet.
Hebrew.
The Japhites or the Japhetic people are the people of the islands, which is who? The Indonesians, okay, your Hawaiian people, the Polynesians. They come from Japheth, you know. So it's stupid to say, "Oh, you're anti-Semitic." I'm not anti-Semitic because I come out of the majority of the population comes out of the line of Shem. But people don't know that, you know. But we all come out the line of Shem. What this is about is lineage, okay, a genealogy.
Which the Edomites are trying to basically hide from the world.
Right, because you don't see white in the Bible. You don't see black man in the Bible. You don't see African American. You don't see European. You don't see Spaniard. You don't see Japanese. You don't see Chinese. You don't see African in the Bible. This book is the book of the world. All the people come from this book.
Can I take pictures of this?
Do what you gotta do. All right, go ahead. You can finish it up. No, you got it.
This is on Joel 3. Let's start at 3 again. It says, "And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for a harlot,
Right?
and sold a girl for wine, that they may drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?"
That's the Hamites,
Okay,
right?
you read
The
that.
real Africans.
Yeah, that's
Because-
it.
Did you get your picture?
Hey, I got that.
Oh, okay.
That's it on that.
Right, so the Hamites sold us into slavery, okay? They're the ones that rounded us up, and the so-called, what they call Arabs, they made the ships. And then you had a company, they call it what? The West Indies Dutch Company. You see that?
Dutch.
If I'm saying it correctly.
West India Trading Company.
Yes, West Indian
Which
Trading.
I've heard the United States is a subsidiary of that or some shit like that.
Right. So what happened was, and guess who owned those ships?
So-called Jews.
Jews.
Jewish people.
Okay, that's actually on record.
So what's the deal with what is it, Markle and Harry? Is it Harry? What's the deal with that? And they're like, I heard somebody on YouTube was talking about like there was Markle's mother was Moorish. Meghan Markle and like the
Merkel.
Meghan Markle.
Yeah. I know you're talking
German.
about.
like there's some other like spiritual contract there or something like that.
I don't know too much about that.
You're talking about Meghan Markle,
Who married the Prince of
the
England?
yeah.
Or Duke or whatever.
Yeah, we don't claim her. She's an Edomite. You
Okay.
see, just it's about lineage, like the brother was going
It's
into.
lineage.
Okay.
It's who her father is, opposed to what her skin color is.
Right.
Because that doesn't matter. It don't matter what your skin color is.
So
But there is but according to the scripture, there is a skin color. There is
Yeah,
an
the Bible-
image of certain people.
The Bible speaks about color.
Yeah, there is an image of certain people. But if I'm a so-called African American, right? If I have sex with other African American woman, our child by default is going to be dark skinned, right? Sure. So if I go over there in World War II and go over there to Japan, when they were shipping a lot of black men over there to Japan, and I have sex with a Chinese woman, Japanese woman, what do you think my son or daughter is going to look like? Now let's say they stay there for 2 generations. What do you think that my offspring is going to look like? And I had to come back to America. My offspring is still over there. By default, 2 generations later, that seed is going to look like what's over there. But the lineage of that comes from me.
The seed,
That seed comes from me.
sperm.
That sperm comes from me.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's how we determine our nationality, by who our father is.
Yep.
Not by, it doesn't matter what the mother is. She carries the egg. She doesn't carry the seed. You know. But right. So the actual Africans, they sold us into slavery. Okay. And somebody get Psalms 83 and 1.
And this, I wanted to get a little bit more on that, the Aaliyah. Well, we got my phone. Somebody got my phone. Okay. Well, go ahead with what he just called for.
Good.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1, and it reads.
Because right now the notion is that they got the Bible Belt Christians that believe the Jewish people are the people of God, and they also believe that the whole world is against them, and so on and so forth. All right, and that's just not true. Go ahead though. This is who they really against. All right. Go ahead.
And it reads, keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lift up the head.
Right. So our enemies have made a tumult. A tumultuous noise is a riotous noise. All right. And those that hate us have lifted up the head.
For the other nations.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right.
They have said.
Break all that down.
Yeah, I was just going to get to
a crafty council, which is what is known as a conspiracy. A group of nations came together, and we're going to plot and plan on another nation. And this is how we're going to do this. Okay? A crafty council against the hidden ones. The hidden ones is the Israelites, because we didn't know we were Israelites. We was calling ourselves African American, African American, Mexican American, Puerto Rican, Haitian, Dominican.
Yeah, right? I mean, when you don't know what something is, right, you're thrown into babble, so you're talking.
Yep. Confusion. Go ahead.
I read.
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Yep. And who was cut off from being a nation? All right. You had the blacks, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. They put us in boarding schools. The Native Americans they put in boarding schools. They made them forget all their culture. All right. They forced them into that American way. And in slavery, they beat it out of us. Okay. At like 2 or 3, 4 generations, man. All right. They beat our nationality and our heritage out of us.
The movie Roots is famous about his name being Kunta Kinte, which is Hebrew, and him beating him and saying, no, you're not Kunta Kinte, your name is Toby. That's a form of, it was a mockery. He knew what his real name was, his heritage name was, but no, I'm gonna call you Toby. We knew that we was the Israelites when we came over, but no, you're gonna be. Remember, we was known as colored, African American, Negro. We had these different names, but our real nationality is the Israelites. Go ahead.
It says, Book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 4. And it reads, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation,
right?
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Right. So they're not calling, they cut us off from being a nation, and they're not calling us Israelites anymore. All right. They're not calling us by our biblical nationality. Okay, because we're not Negro, we're not colored. Okay, we're not black. All right, black is the color of this brother garment. That's not a nationality. All right, but they taught us this in school. If anything, we're different shades of brown. Okay, but still, we had no nationality. We're lost people. We don't have a homeland. All right, we don't even have a culture that we can say is ours. All right, because they took everything.
We have it now.
You know,
it's coming back now because now we know who we are now. But it says cut them off from being a nation. Now we are the nation of Israel, but 12 tribes. Okay, so the manipulation was you can't let those African Americans know that their brothers are the Puerto Ricans. can't let those Dominicans know that their brothers are the Mexicans. This is a whole nation thing. And when you look at these signs, when you look at the bywords of the people, all of these people was all in the most hated on the planet till today. Raped, robbed, and murdered, took it out of their land, and destroyed it. The Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, the blacks, the Haitians. What do you know about the Haitian people? What happened over there with them? You know? What about the Jamaicans? What about the Brazilians? The Dominicans? When you go into their history, these were the oppressed people that was taken from their homes. And was destroyed. But we didn't know that we were all brothers and sisters. You know the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans don't even fucking like each other. But they was over here in the North America together.
I mean, that art of war, divide and conquer.
There you go. And that's exactly what it was. Perfect. Smart man.
That's what's going to happen with you.
Because when you go into the books in the history, I don't know if you've seen the movie 12 Years a Slave.
Maybe.
12, a couple of years ago.
No, it was after 10, I think, but it was like it was about 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a little minute ago. Yeah. But in that movie 12 Years a Slave, when they had the slaves, Solomon, I forgot the last name of it, but it was a scene in that movie where the black African American slave, they were walking through the woods, and then they see Native Americans, and then they stopped and they looked at each other, and then they went to having feast and partying with each other, and then they went back into their own lands, you know. Oh, real quick, give me the Hebrew, the backbeat stone and all of that. They show subliminal messages in these movies because they know. But check this out though. You've heard of what's his name by now? The dude Glenn Beck. You know who Glenn Beck is, right?
Yeah.
Glenn Beck. Okay, cool.
I know the name. He's one of the conservatives, right?
Yeah.
Quote unquote, labeled or.
Yeah, it's real loose.
yeah, right. But he did a special on the Native Americans. And bring that closer. And when he come to find out, this right here, this was from the Native Americans. No, I think this was
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Reuben. This is from Reuben.
Back Creek Stone? Yeah, this is from Back Creek, North Carolina.
Yeah, it's Gad, right, yeah.
Lost Luna Stone is from
The
Mexico.
Lost Luna Stone. Yeah, I know this Lost
That's
Luna.
like that's supposed to be old Hebrew on there.
All old Hebrew on this is what they were writing in.
Yeah.
The
But that's not
Mexicans
current,
and-
right? That's not current.
Yeah, well this is
Well, like I'm aware that the Hebrew has had like different
variation.
history. It's changed a little bit.
Yeah. Assyrian, yeah, they have the Assyrian and they have
This only proves
the
that
Paleo.
that the natives were speaking Hebrew.
The Native Americans were speaking Hebrew. The so-called Mexicans, they were speaking and writing in Hebrew before the Spaniards came over here and took them over. Because they are part of the 12 tribes of Israel. And this, when you translate this, I believe it's this one, or was another one, it says for the tribe of Judah.
Yeah, that's what it says.
The Native Americans, they said for the tribe of Judah, which is these people, because they knew that we were going to come over here in slavery because of prophecy. So this, for the tribe of Judah in the Hebrew. So, go back to Psalms 83.
Back
You
in Psalms,
drop it.
back in Psalm chapter 83, in verse 4, it reads, "They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation,
Yep.
that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
Now, what it means by so the name of Israel may be not more remembrance, everybody can know Israel, but the thing is, you ain't supposed to know that you are an Israelite. You're supposed to know that we're African Americans, Negroes, colored, black, okay, Taino, Boricua, not an Israelite. Cherokee. Navajo Indian, you know? Lewis and Clark, right? You know the story of Lewis and Clark over here? And they had a what? They had a Hebrew interpreter. You never heard that in school?
Never heard that.
Columbus had a Hebrew interpreter. When they came over here to the New World. Why did they already come over here with Hebrew interpreters? Because they knew that the Israelites was over. This is history that may blow your mind away, but this is actual historical facts that is not taught. When you link up these historical facts, you link it up to the prophecy of the Bible, then you'll be able to see and know what's actually going on. And you have people that know what's going on. The elites, those that rule, those that have control of the money system, those that control the ghetto, the projects, and they even place people in specific areas and lands where they want them.
Those that took our names and made them into that.
Yep.
I didn't choose to be here.
Shit, we
My
didn't.
brother needed.
Right.
I'm so sorry. Context. I apologize. So, I'm renting here. My brother's roommate flaked out on him during COVID, so he needed a roommate. So,
Right.
Because otherwise he couldn't afford it. So that's why I've been here for the past roughly year.
Yeah. But hey, well, that's Hey, yeah,
You never know.
You may be an Israelite. This is just information for you. I mean, whether you do it, whatever you want to do with it, you can ball it up and throw it away, or you can go search into it. You know.
Oh, you got to be discerning.
That's it. Perfect. You know. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 5, and it reads, For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Yeah, they hate you. A confederacy, hate you. Go ahead.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacle of Edom. Edom today is the so-called white man. Idawam in the Hebrew, which means red. All right. They lied and said that the North American Indians was red, but you've never seen a goddamn North American Indian red. In fact, his people goes back to North American Indians, and he is as dark as us. And he would be out of the tribe of Gad. So the North American Indians wasn't red. So-called white man and woman is the red people. They names go back to Edom, Idawam.
So I apologize if this is a stupid question. So yellow, right? That's conventionally like everything's like mainstream, like Asian, right? You say yellow, like
Yeah.
So if you were to translate me the colors that like conventionally people are thinking of, like in the mainstream versus like reality, like or maybe it's not even a thing. Like,
Right. I mean,
That's definitely a racist trophy.
it's the whole color scheme, colorism came to separate. White, holy, pure, innocent. But when white people came over here, was they holy, pure, and innocent? No. They was raping, robbing, murdering, and taking over the lands. Black means evil, destitute, ill, void of life. You got the best inventors is black people.
yeah. Well, nobody,
So-called. You know? So it's just a play on color, it's a play on the word. That's it.
Yeah, it's
you know any-
sorry?
No, if you know anything about the English language, they call it casting spells.
Oh, absolutely. Spelling.
Yeah,
There you go.
spelling.
Right?
Person.
Fiction.
Yep. You got it. Go ahead.
Verse 6, The tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacle of Edom, which is the so-called white man nowadays. Go ahead.
The Ishmaelites.
Which is the Arabs, and if you go and talk to Arab, and you ask them about their lineage and their line, you're gonna eventually find out that they speak about they come from a man named Ishmael.
They'll say that right off the top.
They know that they come from Ishmael. So if you ask them, what is your history go back to? He ain't gonna be able to tell you. Because he was hidden. Go ahead.
Of Moab.
Moab, which is the Chinese.
And the Hagarenes. Gaul,
Oh, Africans,
and Ammon,
Japanese.
and
These are
Ammon.
the history of people on the earth. Somebody hold that real quick. Somebody give me Isaiah 25:7. Because see, what's happening is the Lord is revealing who the nations and the people are. We can't keep on saying we're white, we're black, we're this, we're that. But the Lord, if you believe in the Most High, if you believe in God, you believe in the Bible, well, what does the Lord say that these people were? Because you have Ishmaelites and Hittites and Jebusites and Israelites and Edomites and Hamites and these different nations of people that the Bible speaks about. But when the Spaniards came over here, they were holding the Bible. So who are these people out of the Bible? If you say you are of the Bible, you have to know.
All right.
Go ahead,
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 25, and verse 7. And he will destroy in his mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
Read that again.
And he will destroy in this mountain.
And when you go into the Bible, you read certain. Now the Bible is a parables, okay? Which is riddles. A mountain sometimes represents a government system. You know? So he will destroy in this mountain or this system. What are you gonna destroy?
The face of the covering.
Y'all want a picture? All y'all gotta say, so you ain't gotta take a picture from far distance. Go ahead.
The face of the covering cast over all people.
Go ahead. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'll read it again. And he will destroy in this mountain.
He will destroy in this mountain
the face of the covering cast over all people.
So all people's nationalities and lineages was covered up. In this mountain, the Lord is going to destroy them. Everybody's going to find out who they are. Read that again.
Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
The face of the covering cast over all people. Everybody had a covering over them, not knowing who they really were. You can go into right now today. I don't know how much you know about the Iranians, but the Iranians, they know their history to go back to the Persians. When you go into the history of the Persians, they go into the Bible, the Medes. That's the history.
Yeah, that's something I've known before I was here today.
Right. You know? So that proves that some people know their lineage and some people don't.
You'll find it all in.
You're gonna find it all up
So
in there.
let me ask you this. So I told you if I'm tracing back what I was told from, my mom, dad, their ancestors.
Right.
So maybe this is just a language thing, like an English thing. But if I were, I guess, if the ancestry were Arabian, I guess I would have to translate back farther. But would avian be, like, maybe this is a stupid question, would avian be associated with the prince of the power of the air?
Would it be associated with that?
Yeah,
Who's
like,
the prince of the power of the air?
that's an Ephesians.
Yeah, right now.
Right. Yeah, the prince of the power of the air.
That's supposed to be Satan, right?
Right. No, that has no
okay.
connection.
I think it's probably supposed to be Satan, right?
Right. No, that has no connection.
I think it's probably a language thing, right?
Now the people, you have a physical counterpart of the prince of the power of the air, which is the wicked seed on earth. The prince of the power of the air was like you just said, Satan.
Yeah.
Satan has
Is he?
right. Now you have a spiritual demon, you have a spiritual Satan.
First, and
Then you have people who manifest Satan that's within them, which would be the wicked seed on earth. Now, who is that wicked seed on the earth? Who raped, robbed, and murders and destroys everything? Who destroyed the ozone layer? Who destroyed the cities? This is fucking caves. This is rock. Before this, what was it?
It was in the earth.
It's the
Under
earth.
the earth, underwater.
Land. Resources. So who destroys the earth? You're gonna find out that it's the so-called white man and white woman. And not just the peons that's walking around, it's the elites of it.
Yeah, I don't know how to get that off.
There you go. But we just saying so-called white blah blah blah, but their lineage goes back to the Edomites. Right? It goes back to Edom. Go ahead. Somebody look at a phone. High school baby names. Esau. So he can see that the Romans synonymous with the Hebrews.
what's the papacy?
The papacy of when they first came
It's like the
established.
Roman Catholic Church.
You
right?
talking about the
Roman
papacy.
Universal Church. Like I had to think about that, right? Like
Dumb D versus.
what?
Dumb D versus. I can explain. I mean, I can't
Yeah,
announce it. I just threw that out there because that was a Catholic. I think that was like something passed by the Catholic Church to actually pick up the slaves from the west coast of Africa. I just threw that out.
Well, reading the New Testament, you're reading like, you're reading about the churches, and you're like, oh, well, it's right. Like the church in Rome would be part of the church, but so I'm like Roman Catholic. I'm like, there's this city, like, state thing, and it was weird. I was raised Roman Catholic.
Right. Yeah. Oh, so you know about the Apocrypha?
I'm not. Admittedly, I don't read as much as I should.
Okay. Well, that's the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha was taken out of the 1611 King James Version Bible.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that Bible right there. That it goes back to 1611. That's the Bible.
1611. That's
Yep.
what I heard. Okay.
Now open it up to Apocrypha, and somebody else get the other Bible that don't have the Apocrypha in it. Oh, there you go, right there.
What's the total number of books?
Just two.
Just two. Okay. Which are those?
Yeah.
No, he's somebody in the park.
The books in the park.
Because I had NASB.
Yeah, there's 14 books in the Apocrypha. That's 14.
That was taken out. So in the 1611, there's the Apocrypha in his Bible, but when you update the version of the Bible, in this one, it's taken out of it. Because this is the complete of the Bible.
Okay.
The word apocrypha means hidden books.
It was hidden books. It was an old.
Because they said the Catholic Church said it's not canon, and the reason for being not canon is because there's certain passages in that book that expose the leaders of the Catholic Church, the Edomites. It exposes.
It talks about Alexander the Great in there. It talks about Antiochus Epiphanes in the Greek Empire. People who actually lived on Earth. The book explains and brings the history of what took place. Secular history. The Bible is all about secular history. The first beast, the first beast, the second beast, the third beast, the fourth beast. The Roman Empire, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Babylonian Empire. All those things in history is in the Bible. Yeah, the Daniel 7. But going back to the Roman Catholic Church and the papacy that you're speaking about, well, that's in well, there you go, right here. Yep. All these different empires that has lived on Earth, and now we're in the last end of it, of the divided kingdoms. All right. This is all happening right now today. But what was the question concerning the Roman Catholics?
Well, you said NATO.
Oh,
was the new Rome.
Yeah, NATO and the EU. Yeah, NATO and the EU. Yeah.
The B side.
It's the new Rome because they had something called the Treaty of Rome. Now this is America. Why did they put on some of the documentation of the Treaty of Rome? Because they were reviving back the new Roman Empire. And in fact, you know what the word NATO means? And NATO means to revive. They revived this place back together through the 10 common markets. Okay, with those different European nations collectively, the heads of the
markets are the kings.
Huh?
10. Well, Revelation is there 10 kings?
You talking about the yeah.
Is that the markets?
The 10 common markets.
The people controlling the markets are the kings.
The 10 common markets is collectively the European nations coming together, forming the NATO, forming the NATO and the EU, which is the revivement of the Roman Empire. Yep. What you got? Anybody got something else?
If not, should I get it? Or Obadiah 1. Obadiah 1:1. Good book of Amos. You got it? Start from 1.
Okay, Con. This is the book of Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom.
Yeah, because what you find out is Edom is a character known in the scriptures, but also they're a character of people. They're a nation of people that's going to be judged by God in the end times. And somebody get 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Go ahead.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
Right. So basically, what's happening is the elites of the known world, the society. All right. I'm talking about super elites. I'm not talking about Bill Gates. He's just a front. He's just a face. All right. I'm talking about the people behind him. Okay. These people know that they're Edomites. These people know the world's history. They pay trillions of dollars to hide information,
like
not just
Soros?
hide information, but just to push certain information in the world. What's that?
Is Soros one of them?
Soros, I mean, he's an Edomite, but he's not the chiefest ones among the Edomites.
But would you say he's in the know?
He's definitely in the know. He's definitely in the know.
Gates too? Just
Bill Gates
like,
is definitely, he was groomed.
He's in the know, but he's still just a like more servant level.
Yeah, definitely. We don't actually get to see the actual the ones that's running the show, but we know who's running the show. Because Job 9 and 24, somebody get that really quick. Yeah, those guys are nothing but really, I don't want to say pawns, but they're up there. But really, they're not the real Edomites, the real elitists are not in the public view. They don't show themselves.
Well, for example, I would say with the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
I read earlier about the Balfour Declaration, and you knew nothing about what Balfour is, who Balfour is, but that letter was written from British royalty to Lord Rothschild, which was the head of the Jewish community in Britain at that time. Nobody's ever heard of that.
21, right?
Huh?
21.
21.
Was Balfour 21 or was that 50?
No, Balfour was my bad.
50s,
Balfour
50s?
was, Balfour was
40s, late 40s, even before that.
Balfour was like 1916, 17.
Oh, so is that like, that's kind of like tied to like the Bolshevik Revolution?
Yeah, all those things were going on at the same time. But
Yeah,
you would never heard.
They got the Russians out of there.
You would never known who Rothschild was. Oh, I see writing this letter to this guy named Baron Rothschild. Who is that?
All I know is what you've been told, and wars are cheap. So
that was one of the elitists. That's an elitist family. That's the brother's son. And so is the Balfours.
Okay, so what is it? So like Rothschilds, Cavendish, like those people up there.
Yeah.
That's
Oppenheimers.
You wouldn't happen to be one of those.
No, but if I told you a story, you might. So, what happened in 1963? Hold on.
War. Let me see.
So Kennedy was killed.
Check.
You know what happened 30 days before that?
Did he get rid of the gold standard or silver standard? One of those.
So.
Yeah, they got him to get rid of the silver standard.
Oh, the silver standard. Yeah. And the gold was 33.
Yeah.
So my family were blacksmiths, like historically, or at least as far back as I'm aware, right? I should say.
Look like you make weapons.
I look like what?
You look like you make weapons.
I look like I make weapons. No, then they did like wagon making. Capone was they shoot. Everybody worked for Capone in the 30s, right?
Yeah.
20s. They shoot horses, but so more like recently it was collision repair. So in '63 there was in the years before that and I think this is a United States thing. This might be I guess an internal trust issue, or that I kind of learned. But so there was like insurance companies were only directing business to union repair shops, not independent repair shops. So my great uncle was part of a lawsuit, and this is like disconcerting to me. Like you start reading like these lawsuits, these spells, right? And what are they doing in there? We pray to the Supreme Court. And I'm like, why is it a prayer? But we pray to the or they're praying to the Department of Justice. So they got these independent garage owners they got the Department of Justice to put a to enjoin these trade associations from essentially exercising control over these independents. So October 23rd, 1963, it was that thing was entered, and then Robert Kennedy was involved. He was supposed to, so I think, but the president was killed 30 days later. It's just a strange coincidence.
Yeah, I mean,
and then Robert pushed it through on the 27th.
Really ain't no coincidence, really.
Probably not.
Everything done is done by design.
30 days is a very, very interesting number to. Not many people know that. Probably at all.
Go ahead. Yeah, Job 9:24.
This is Job 9:24. He say the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Right, so the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the wicked rule the earth. I mean, that's obvious. When you look at all these different industries that's destroying the earth, you know, all these different industries, all right? We got all these different industries destroying the marine life, oceanic life, deforesting, all sorts of things, man, you know? So, right. And so basically that's who run the earth, the wicked. That's why the earth is all out of course, you know? So go ahead with yours. And it says he covered the faces of the judges. And that's the main judge on earth, all right, is the Lord, all right? And this guy
there's
ain't
only
that.
one lawgiver and one judge.
Right, exactly. So this guy ain't that guy. This is actually a portrait of Cesare Borgia, all right? His father was Pope Alexander VI, you know? And you know, he is known as the first crime family, you know? And so they put their faces up as the judges. That's what it means by they covered the faces of the judges, all right? So the Edomites have put themselves up as God, all right? In actuality, you know, the Lord will look more like us, you know? But this is just a little information on that crime family, okay? Because now we're in the time of them, the wicked, the sons of the wicked are being revealed.
Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, seek, right? Be discerning.
Yeah, no, you know, it's kind of, but, you know.
Research.
Yeah, it's all about the research. All right. So go with yours. Yep.
Obadiah verse 1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
And by the way, this book, Obadiah, Habakkuk, these have gag orders on them. So if you have a 501c3 charter and from the government, you can't speak on this thing in the church, you know? Because what it reveals, it pretty much reveals the wicked and who they are, you know? And through prophecy and process of elimination, that's how we figure out, you know, who's who in the Bible and who the Bible is talking about. And the Spirit has to be dealing with you. That's why we can break the Bible down. Go ahead.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Right. So the Lord is going to bring, he's going to bring the war to Edom, so to speak. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small eyes.
Right. And so that's why the people in the world, nations in the world, they hate the American military industrial complex. Why? Because of the tyranny, because of the displacement of nations, the stealing and occupation of people's resources. You know? So the Lord has said He's making them small among the heathen and greatly despised. All right? So they don't have as many allies as they think they have.
That they used to have.
You know? So go ahead.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee.
Right, because the Edomites are the most proudest people on the planet Earth. Okay? And through pride, that's how they, you know, pretty much have been living. They've been living in their pride. Okay?
Well, because they were blessed with the sword.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you have a one-up on somebody, you know, if you got a 1,000-man army against a 5-man army, oh, you're gonna boast yourself on that. So the Edomites, all right, they were blessed with the sword from Isaac, and the sword was the ability to take over the lands, to take over people, take over nations. So they prided themselves in that, but what they did it in a wicked manner, and they did too. At the captivity of the end of the Israelites, they did too much. Okay? But they had that money, they had the resources, and they had the gun, they had the technology. That's what builds up America's pride, because they have the best of the best. Then they can go and slaughter whoever they want. But with them doing that, there's a judgment behind that. You know? Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah from 49:16. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou hast dwelt in the cleft of the rock.
See?
Esau.
So easy a caveman can do it. Who was from the caucus of Lebanon? Go ahead.
That holdeth the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as an eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, says the Lord Yahweh.
See, they brought themselves as high as an eagle. An eagle is high in the sky. They set themselves up as high as an eagle.
Apex predator.
And how do they did that? By their satellite system. Now they're big brother and everybody. They're watching over everything. That's pride. Totalitarianism. All right. Now you're trying to play God. You put your satellites in waste and goddamn chemicals out of space. That's the heavens, man. And they destroyed the heavens.
They continually, what do you call it? Chemtrails?
Yeah, the chemical trails. But yeah, like it said though, going back to what the scripture said, that they set their nest above on high. So once they be able to set their nest on high, a nest is where a bird is their house, right? An eagle. So they set their nest on high. What's that? Their satellite systems. There are different space stations. You know, now they have something called the 6th branch of the military, which is the Space Force, to monitor the things in the heaven. Now they're playing God. Now they're doing too goddamn much. But as soon as they begin to do that, the Lord said, thence will I bring you down. And you can see from the 60s, the decadence and destroying of America going down, 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 down. The morals, the economic systems, everything, infrastructure is going down. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 49:17. Continuation. Also, Edom shall be a desolation.
Edom. See, the Bible is speaking about a specific people. You don't say white man in there. You don't say Chinese man. You know, it says Edom, a man who lived, who has a race of people called the Edomites. Go ahead.
Edom means Anawan, which means red.
Yep.
And that's their skin shows translucent. I mean, their blood shows translucent through their skin.
What's the curse? It's a curse. It's called leprosy. It's a clean leper curse. It's a degenerate trait. Go ahead.
Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished.
Yep.
And shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
Right. Because eventually, you see all the movies. They have these movies where America is destroyed, and what they're living is a TV show that I'm watching right now called The 100. And within the 100, the back. Yeah. I got up to like 5, but I'm watching it all over again.
I saw it. Yeah, I need to stop doing. Well, it's like you don't want to watch. You don't want to watch it. It's garbage.
Right.
But at the same time, there's weird. There's
It's
stuff.
entertaining. Yeah.
Like,
So in the beginning of it, they were in space. So now what they're trying to do is they're trying to come back down to Earth because Earth was destroyed. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to find, and when you go into it, each different space, each different place that they go to, they're not welcome. When you get to the 7th season, each different location they're in, they're not going to be welcome nowhere because they are the harvest of death. They come and destroy. You know? But going back to 100, it started from space, and then they went down because it was supposed to be a nuclear destruction. Everything in the earth was supposed to be dead, and they're trying to go down to see if it's inhabitable. So they come down out of the ships going down.
12 space stations.
Right. So the Bible said that they're going to be desolate. Okay. That's why they're making the space stations out there, because they know eventually through biblical prophecy that this place is going to be destroyed. Like Elysium, the movie Elysium. Or the movie with the Planet of the Apes. When you watch the old version of the Planet of the Apes, the 1990 version, not the around 1990 version. They got a lot of different ones. But the 1990 version of Planet of the Apes, at the end of the movie, he basically said, you did it. Basically, he destroyed the world. And then when you looked out, they were on another planet.
No, that's the 2000. Yeah, that's the 2002 version. Yeah,
they was on a whole other planet. 2002. I said the 90s, 2002. They was on a whole other planet because the Earth was destroyed. But the Bible tells you that it's going to be basically a nuclear fallout, a nuclear war. That's why everything is about nuclear. The race to the nuclear laws back in the 80s, Russia and America, Soviet Union, all that stuff about the nuclear weapons, nuclear power.
What's that clock that they call? Doomsday clock? Doomsday clock.
You know?
Even in the old version, it was the same thing. At the end of the movie, when he got to the surface, there was nothing but sand. And you see the Statue of Liberty, and it was broken in pieces. Damn, y'all did destroyed. The exact same thing.
Because eventually America's gonna be destroyed. Oh, what's that movie right there? Terminator. What happened in Terminator? The place got destroyed with bombs. America. What about the Noe? They use that in the signs of a volcano eruption, but eventually it destroyed America. Why do they make these movies like this? Because it's a biblical prophecy. Independence Day. Well, they wasn't destroyed, but that's the cherry. But cut. We just talking about the destruction of America, with the nuclear missiles.
It's a whole movie. The old movie back in the 60s, 70s. They see the missile like this.
Broken arm. Missile pit, and then you see the skeletons of everybody.
What's that later?
No,
That's like they have like everything with the war, everything they started showing missiles hitting Earth.
Yep.
Everything blew up.
Yep.
Well, they showed it. They showed like a hint of it inside of that Justice League Zack Snyder movie. Where
was
what's that guy? No. The guy with the
Cyborg.
robot. Yeah. Where like he was able to stop it. It had all of those nukes, man, about to hit America, and he pretty much stopped it. Like in the movie. But it was actually nukes that had different nations, flags and stuff like that.
Yep. So basically, according to biblical prophecy, when this empire, this kingdom goes down, it's going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles. And that's what this whole World War III is about. That's why you see the little wars and rumors of wars in the media of the different nations. Because they don't really want no nuclear fight. Because it's called MAD, mutual assured destruction. Meaning, if we use our nukes, everybody's gonna be destroyed. Everybody's gonna die.
What happens when you left?
That's why they're not trying to. But according to biblical prophecy, it's gonna happen because this place is completely sinful. If you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, how was it? What happened in Pompeii? In Rome, Pompeii. Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
The dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. The great city is America. The dead bodies is talking about the Israelites. Not physically dead, but spiritually and mentally dead. Another scripture, I believe in Proverbs, he that wandereth out of the way of understanding remain in the congregation of the dead. So if you don't have the knowledge of the Lord, you're basically dead. Okay? Zombified. Go ahead.
Okay, come. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Which is spiritually Sodom. We're not in Sodom or Gomorrah, but it's spiritually Sodom. Why? We already know what sodomy is. LGBTQ, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. They're making all the laws for them. They're doing this, they're doing that, which is against the Bible. We're in prime right now. But Tel Aviv, over there in Israel, Tel Aviv, in Ashdod, when those Jewish people came over there, they set up what is known as Tel Aviv, Pink City, and that is the Holy Land. But you can have sex with animals, you can have sex with men, you can have sex with little boys. It's called Nambula. They're trying to pass that in America, Man, Boy, Lover Association. Have you heard of that?
I heard a South Park episode. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No, it's cool.
California, I mean, yeah, California had that weird law, like, yeah,
this is
well, you can fornicate with somebody 10 years younger than you. I mean, either way, it's fornication, but yeah, it's like, it's all mess, it's terrible.
But so, what happened to Sodom is going to have to happen to America, because America is doing their laws and democracy and policies. They're going over there to other countries, and now they're a bunch of bati boys and butt breakers, and women wanting to be a man, and a man wanting to take off his genitals and become a woman. That's perversion, and it's confusion, and it is depopulation. The Bible speaks about being fruitful and multiply. So they push lesbianism, they push homosexuality, but it's against the Bible.
Which is another form, I say it's another form of eugenics.
Eugenics, yeah.
It's definitely another form of eugenics.
It's witchcraft.
And it is behavior. It's all behavior.
Yep.
When you try to point that, like, I was out with my brother and his friends, and they were like, oh, well, I had taken a nap after work, and they came in and woke me up, like, oh, let's go out. Like, so when I had one drink, and like, we got talking, I'm like, and I said behavior, and this guy just freaked out on me. I was like, dude, look, I don't hate you, like, but it is behavior.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be married.
Yep.
Like, it's wrong either way. And, like, anyways.
No,
you guys know.
You can't procreate.
You're right. Exactly, you're right. But that's what this place is producing, that, and that's why the Lord has a problem with it. We're not saying it, the Bible's saying it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You know? Read that again, spiritually solid.
Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Which is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Now, Sodom was because of homosexuality, and Egypt because of what? What happened in Egypt? Bondage.
Yeah.
What happened to the 12 tribes of Israel? They were in servitude under Pharaoh in Egypt. Now, this place is known as Egypt again because of those same people that was under the Egyptian Empire ancient years ago. Those same people right now today came up in here in bondage again. Egypt. When you look on the back of your dollar, you see the pyramid. That represents Egypt. Who built the pyramids? The slaves, the Hebrew slaves.
Building a temple to hide God, right? Or building a monument to hide God, yeah. Is the all-seeing eye, is that supposed to be the all-seeing eye of Satan, or is that supposed to be I mean, I've definitely seen the corruptus, whatever.
And you went to corruptus.
But yeah, it's there. It's everywhere.
It's evident. But why on American soil? Why on American dollar? What does America has to do anything with Egypt?
American credit.
See? What are they telling us? The phallic symbol. Washington, D.C. The phallic symbol goes back to a penis erectile. Goes back to Egypt, Nimrod.
The eagle represents pride, right?
And eagle, the eagle, obviously, the eagle goes back to Obadiah.
Is it an eagle, or like I've also heard people say
phoenix.
It's a phoenix. Yeah.
A phoenix. Well, a phoenix.
It's an eagle, right?
It's both ways. I believe. Well, I think it may represent more of it's the eagle, but I've heard about the phoenix because phoenix means rebirth. And what was rebirth? The Roman Empire. That's why they say the phoenix. This place has been rebirthed to what it is now today. You know? But yeah, I forgot all about the phoenix. It's some on there.
Okay, I'm gonna read it again. Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie on the street of the great city.
America's the great city. Go ahead.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt,
right?
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Yeah, the Lord was crucified here. Was he actually crucified in America, or was he crucified over there in Jerusalem? He was crucified over there. But the crucifixion, actually, in that verse, the parabolicness of it is because they X'd him out.
Disregard.
All right, no one cares about the Most High and His Son anymore here. All right, and as well as the image. This image was painted by one of the Ninja Turtles, Leonardo
da Vinci.
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. All right, goes by this man named Cesare Borgia. His father was the Pope Alexander VI, Rodrigo Borgia. And they came in the beginning of what is known as the Renaissance period, the first crime family. They changed the image of what the Lord depicted as, and they transitioned it into this man. This goes back to Cesare Borgia. The image, the famous picture, goes back to Cesare Borgia. This guy, who really lived. Let's flip it around. Now, this isn't what it looked like. This would be a depiction of what Revelations and Daniel depicts him as. We don't worship this image. We just use it for
educational purpose.
People see things through pictures. Yeah, you're right.
Educational purposes.
Yeah. The hell with the but this would be the image that he would look like. So I'm sorry. So
British bronze, right? Fire. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And
wool.
Yeah.
Vocab alone.
Right. Then he just do.
It's evident though. We're not lying. It's evident. This is just facts. Go ahead. I'll finish that scripture.
Okay. Revelation 11:9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
Okay, that's it. Okay, but yeah, man, the place is solid. But that's why all this is coming up right now. You know? Anybody got something else?
2 Peter 3:9. It says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Yep.
But the day of
it says the Lord is not slack according to his promise. He promised that he was going to deliver his chosen seed up out of captivity. And he was going to punish the wicked who did it. So the downfall of this place. When you go into Matthew 24, the disciples asked him when is going to be the sign of your coming, and he gave them a list of things that were supposed to happen. Wars, rumors of wars, people being deceived, tornadoes, pestilences, earthquakes. We're in that time. All those things happen. Wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Now these things has always been talked about, but now we're really in the bulk of. You can't say that we're not in the bulk of kingdoms fighting against each other. Iran is a kingdom. America is a kingdom. Israel is classified as a kingdom. China is a kingdom. You know, and we're in the bulk of these kingdoms having these scrimmages all over the news. It wasn't like this too much years ago. It wasn't like everybody coming up against, pointing the finger at America. Nobody was talking against America, how they are now, because this is the mother of harlots. And all the things has been revealed on the evil and the tricks and the lies that they have done to gain rulership. You know? Like they set up coups. They set up puppet people to go rule, to go be set up in other people's nations. They killed Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi, when he said, I don't want the dollar no more, I want gold and silver. Rightfully so, because the dollar, everybody know the dollar's going down. So he's trying to take him out of money, take him out of resources. No, I want gold and silver. I'm not dealing with the U.S. anymore. Oh, now he's a terrorist. Now he's treating his people bad. And that's bullshit, because Gaddafi had free education. Free education, free healthcare for his people, free everything.
Retirement at the retirement age is like 40 something.
Here we work till we die.
What is it, 7?
Yeah, now it's 72. 72 now.
How the fuck you gonna be 72 years old still working at certain jobs, man? You're old. You're supposed to help the strictest, they're the ancient, the elders. You got elderly men and women still gotta work. So by the time they get to 70, and people don't even live that goddamn long nowadays, because all the diseases, all of the violence that's going on the earth right now. So it's really you work until you die. When you go in other countries, it's not like that. But now it's transitioning like that because you got your central bank system there. You got your democracy over there. Now they're destroying other people in other homes. So this place is a problem.
It's oppression.
And you think about it, America says they like capitalism, right? Capitalism just means free market. You know, you have the choice to try and make as much money as you can without a salary cap, without a ceiling. But really what it is,
bullshit, because then when you make your way, you gotta pay taxes.
Exactly. What it really is that's fascism.
It's fascist.
Taxes are fascist. What the brother just explained was communism. Because what he explained was America going to other countries, putting their central banks in other countries, devaluing the money, taking out the middle class, and now you only have the rich and the poor work till they die. That's communism. That's the same thing Stalin was doing in World War II.
It's been here for at least the last 50, 60 years. Yeah.
Exactly.
At least. So what did you guys ever listen to George Carlin?
Hell yeah.
I heard him, yeah.
When he's like, I remember, and forgive me, like I remember there was one where he's like, you're all fucking slaves, they own you.
Yep.
Nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. I'm like, you know, and then you actually start thinking, not thinking what you're told to think.
Right.
You know, but in your capitalization, but like, right, the capitalization of a name is like, at least, so that was the legal definition, like there's like capitis diminutio, which is like the diminishing of like status.
Right.
So like, you know, I guess the stuff that I have in my wallet, right, that's the all caps name is the name of a slave, but like if there's not supposed to, you know, you get into history, oh, well, there's not supposed to be slavery, like 13th Amendment, you know, they get into the 13th Amendment, blah, 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 all that magic, right?
Right.
Right. It really is. Like,
it's magic. It's witchcraft. The mother of witchcraft.
It is. Well, witchcraft, false religion, right? Spells.
Yep.
Like, I didn't get it. Like, you know, it's just something that's come to me recently. You know, and I try to talk to people about capitalism. The capitalism, they look at you like I'm crazy.
Yeah, but that's cool. That's fine, because once the things that is being spoken of is coming to the face, then they're gonna go out there hard. They may shoot their brains out because they're gonna find out that they're oppressed. See, the thing is, these people don't know they're oppressed until they find out they're oppressed. So if an oppressed person finds out later that they're oppressed, they're gonna snap like a beast.
Oh,
and
like,
that's what's about to happen.
I mean, you'll learn. It's like, this isn't right, and then you start reading, you actually find out the truth. And it's, I mean, I got angry for a little while, right? Like, what is going on?
You get vaccinated?
Yep.
I gotta ask you that.
Nope. Breath of life, baby. Hey, you know if you actually read, do breathing exercises. Did you know, like, blood oxygen saturation? It was National Institute of Health, right? That government website. This was March of last year. They actually had articles up there. They're like, you know, I'm like, well, wait a minute, like, you know, there's that Wim Hof guy who's like doing all the ice stuff.
Yeah.
But they actually did. There was research, you know, on blood oxygen saturation, and it showed T cell production increases, which T cells are responsible for fighting viruses. T cell production increases when you supersaturate your blood with oxygen, and you can, and then. Okay, great, awesome. Like, I got that article, and then I got another article showing, you know, it was the research showing doing breathing exercises increases your blood oxygen saturation. What a great design! Sorry, like you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So why do we need the Paul Pierce?
You don't. It's just repetition. It's just magic, repetition, right? Or
witchcraft.
What's the incantations?
Yep, exactly.
So there's a huge psyop going on the world right now. You know, because a lot of people are dumb. That's just real.
That's just real.
A lot of people are going to
manipulate it.
Yeah, they're manipulated.
They have a spell upon them.
Yeah, they're gonna believe anything they say to them because the government is the authority.
That's it. We got some more on that. They're gonna close on that.
Only one lawgiver and one judge, and it ain't the people sitting in D.C.
Right.
There you
Exactly.
go.
It says, this is 2 Peter 3:10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with great noise.
And that's talking about the thermonuclear destruction. Because that's how America's going to go out.
Yeah.
You know, and those that believe on the Lord Yahweh Shai, his elect, his chosen, his people, those are the ones that's going to be saved from the oncoming destruction. You know?
It says, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Right.
And the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
With fervent heat. Now, we don't know anything in the world that can make fervent heat except for the nuclear capability. Right. That could melt elements. And this book was written thousands of years ago, so you know the only explanation that we can come up with, all right, is the thermonuclear destruction or the ICBM nuclear missiles. Yeah.
That's it. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be?
Right.
In all holy conversation and godliness.
See, so we're trying to live our life in holy conversation and godliness, so we can be delivered. Believe it or not, the Lord is going to deliver the righteous men and women on the earth from the destruction that's going to take place. You may be a part of this lineage, you may be a part of the Israelites, but the rest of the people is going to get destroyed, and then then the kingdom is going to be set up, and everybody's going to live in righteousness after that. You know,
so you
got to be a part of this. You got to be a part of this lineage.
Your name has to be written in the book of life.
Now, not everybody in the world is going to be dead. No.
No, it's just here in America.
Yeah, America's going to be destroyed, and the Lord's going to establish His kingdom. And the true rulers of the earth is going to rule in righteousness. Slaves, okay, slaves. All right. What the world calls UFOs that they've been talking about all over the news and stuff. Those are the chariots of the Bible, the chariots of Israel. Those are the vehicles that's going to deliver us up out of here.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
Okay.
What about the new heaven and the new earth, right? Oh, you're saying,
you brought it up, but he
said it already open to the past.
Well, so I mean, there's LGBTQ, like there's problems all over the place, right? So like, what makes it just America?
Because we're gonna purge out we're gonna go through all the lands, and the Lord says He's gonna purge out the rebels. It means He's gonna destroy all the wicked, and then everybody else. If you're not with the Lord, you're gonna get put down. All right, the Lord is gonna be get Ezekiel real quick. Get Ezekiel about the wilderness.
Plus, America is defiled with blood, and the only way you can cleanse something that's defiled, and the greatest purifying agent is fire. It's not water. Water is like a salt. It just dilutes. But when the fire is a cleaning agent for this corrupt place.
Yeah.
Because
He
all the
asked what's
bloodshed.
going to happen to the rest of the people, because it ain't just America. America is the boat. This place is going to be destroyed. But what's going to happen to the other people? The Lord is going to get the other people in these different countries.
They're going to go into slavery. I mean, they're going to get
the nations is going back underneath the rulership of the Lord through His people. That's right. What you got? Right. Go ahead. That's the witness. Or is that talking about going into other lands?
For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land.
So what's going to happen is the Lord is going to gather up all his chosen people, and we're going to read that again. Read it aloud.
I got you. This is Ezekiel 36 and 24. It says, "For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries."
Gather the Israelite out of all countries. Go ahead.
"And will bring you into your own land."
Which is the land of Israel. That's our true land. Because that place got to get cleansed too. Go ahead.
"Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you."
Go ahead. Is that? Go ahead.
Verse 26, it says, "A new heart also I will give you, and a new spirit will I put within you."
Yeah, it's talking about the Israelites. Go ahead.
"And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you."
Yeah, so eventually, eventually the Israelites do not go off anymore. You know, the reason why we got put into slavery was because we were sinning and going off. But what the Lord is going to do this next go around, he's going to put it in our DNA that we're all going to be righteous forever. You know? What else you got? I don't think this ain't what I want. Go ahead, what you got? Go ahead. What you got? 14 and 1. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1. "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land."
See, the same thing that this verse said. Read that again.
"For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob,
right,
and will yet choose Israel,
yep,
and set them in their own land."
That's what this is about. The Israelites being set in their own land. Go ahead.
"And the strangers shall be joined with them."
The strangers is the Israelites that's in different countries. Go ahead.
And
that's the precept to this. He said he's going to gather us up from among the heathen. Okay, go ahead.
"And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Go ahead.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord."
The house of Israel shall possess them. Now, when you possess them, that means that's your property. So the Lord is going to have the Israelites take over and grab other nations of people, and they're going to be our possession now. Go ahead.
"And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord,
right,
for servants and handmaids."
We were servants and handmaids. So the Lord is going to do it all over again to the other nations. It's going to be flipped around. That's what the Most High is not deceived. He that's, what does it say? The Most High is not mocked. He that sowed the seed, that shall he should also reap. So if you kill with the sword, you're going to be killed. If you took a nation into captivity, you're going to go into captivity. All right? That's what's going to happen. Go ahead.
"And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were."
Whose captives they were. So there's why we're going to have slaves. And slaves is not a bad thing. All right? It's not a bad thing.
I mean,
it's servitude.
You could have a good master, right? If you had a good master.
Yeah. We're going to be in righteousness, though.
Well, yeah, that's the precept that he just read.
Yeah,
we're going to be perfect. So we're going to be like the Most High, and we're going to rule the world in righteousness and perfect equity.
According to God.
And the scriptures say in Proverbs, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Yeah.
And so the earth is going to rejoice. Right now, the earth is not rejoicing.
The trees is mourning.
The trees.
The trees is crying out. Like, think the trees cry out. Because look at they being shot. Well, this right here, a tree is not supposed to be planted in fucking cave, concrete. It's not living.
Look at the branches. It's dead.
They're gonna wither away.
Now, if you see the metal around of the tree and fucking bondage.
It's bondage. They got crazy. The roots don't actually spread out to live.
Have you guys seen? Have you guys looked at like something like the stone formations? I don't know if this this is another one of those conspiracy things, but like there's like is it Wyoming? They call it the Devil's Tower. It looks like it's a plateau. It looks like a giant tree that was like
cut off,
severed
yeah.
and crystallized. And there's people that talk about like Giant's Causeway that's supposedly in Ireland. There's like similar, like they're supposed to be natural, but they're hexagonal shaped. And then somebody took a tree. They sliced a tree and they showed it, and it looked like, looking at it from the top, it looks like it was a like a tree, right? Like kind of interesting. Just
Destroy it though. You know? Someone that.
And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
See, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So, hey, that's just righteous payback. You know? You got something? Go ahead.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. And it reads, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. That's in Revelation. Go ahead.
Scripture we started off with.
That's the spirit. Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Oh, this is God talking though. But he's all love. He's depicted as loving. Rose petals being thrown out. No. The Lord he hates. He gets angry. He gets jealous. The Lord has emotions. We're in his image. He gets mad, sad, happy, angry. So there's going to be a righteous indignation or a righteous judgment that's going to happen on the earth. But the Lord is all love. In Exodus says that the Lord is a man of war. Go ahead, read that again.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 10, and it reads, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Payback. Go ahead.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
The patience of the saints, because we're not out there doing nothing of that. The Lord is going to do it. We're not killing people. We're not starting anything. We just read from the Bible. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. These are the things that we hope and have faith that is going to happen.
If the Lord turning the world right side up, because it's upside down.
Yep.
I got a precept.
Yep, go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 4:26. It says, then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away. It says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous, which we were just going into, the righteous being made perfect and them ruling over the earth, being joint heirs with the Lord. It says, in time to come, for this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. It says, therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
See, so basically, the place has to go. If there's wicked in the earth, the Lord is going to take that wicked seed out of the earth so it can be righteous. And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on that righteous rulership to happen. Because everything else is defiled. Everything is defiled.
Yeah, it says, what is it?
Babies coming out of the mother's womb is tainted and defiled. Back in the 90s, they said over 160,000 children was born with the AIDS virus because of injections. So this place is evil. That's why everything is turning up on itself. All the murders, all the shootings, all the violence. All right? All this is, the Lord got to destroy this place so we can reestablish. It's basically a reset. The world needs a reset. It needs to be replenished the right way. Because the way it's going now, we're going to die. All right? There's this decadence.
Well, yeah, the Lord said if he speed up the time, all flesh will basically perish.
Yeah.
Because the way that the top elite is, the direction that they're going, they're
self-destruct.
They're destroying this earth, and they don't care. They don't care. They do not care at all.
What the scriptures say? The scriptures say that if he had shortened the days, no flesh will be saved.
Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah. 2 Ezra 4:29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, And if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then can it come a slack. It says, then cannot it come that is sown with good. So the evil has to be moved out of the way,
Evil,
so that the righteous can be sown.
yeah, it won't be no partner rulerships. You know what I'm saying? It won't be no evil ruling and then the wicked ruling at the same time. No. The Lord set up the wicked to rule for a certain period of time to get judged to establish the righteous. Now we know we don't want to be a part of this evil world. We want to be a part of the righteous world. We had our experience of being in the world. Now it's time to turn it all over. Go ahead.
This is Psalms 82:5 says, they know not, neither will they understand.
Go ahead.
They walk on in darkness.
See, the world is in darkness. Go ahead.
All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
All the foundations of the earth is out of course. Okay.
Y'all have a good night. Thanks you for being out here, you guys.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you.
God bless you. Read it again.
It says,
Right.
Psalm 82:5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness.
Yep.
All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
So the foundations of the earth is out of course. If a man if a 50-year-old man wants to get up and say, I identify as a 12-year-old girl, and it's acceptable, the earth is out of course. There's something wrong with this place.
And then my whole thing is that
Mental health is real.
Help me! The earth is out of course.
And then another thing, which is hypocritical, they talk about toxic masculinity and how it's a problem in society, but why would you let a grown man identify as a woman and then participate with other women in like track and field?
And
Is that not the definition of
they're
toxic?
dominating them, and they are
Hey,
they hurting them people.
You know what I'm saying? You killing those little girls' pride because you.
It's my bad, but I was just reading an article on it like a week
gender
ago.
inclusive and all
They
that.
are dominating that, and they are they a little girl arm was broken or something like they
Wrestling,
crazy.
wrestling. Yeah. That's
And
all
letting the
MMA.
transgenders get it's crazy.
Aren't you enabling the same thing that you say?
The governor, I think governor in Texas, I want to say, he's against that. He stopped that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he got a lot of flack.
He got a lot of slack.
He got a lot of slack.
I don't know if do you know you listen to Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan
From
Experience?
time to time. Yeah.
Okay, so about 6 months ago they were talking about the same topic, and there was an MMA fight, and there was a guy who identified as a woman, fighting a woman, and he disfigured her face.
And that's
I
madness.
think part of the whole, like the like my perspective. I mean, obviously, like the whole transgender thing is to hide. Like that's part. There's many things that are there to hide the truth, to confuse people. So the way I see it is, if you can't decide, if you can't figure out whether you're a man or a woman. I mean, don't get me wrong. Maybe there are some occasional genetic defects due to the environment.
The Lord made everybody upright. Man sought wicked inventions.
The Lord, said, even Matthew 19, I think, Mark 19, Matthew 19, like even some are born as eunuchs.
That's born, but not waking up and
no, exactly. And born as, exactly.
That's in the that's in the law. Get that.
Generally, it's man or woman right there in the there's exceptions, right? I think there was a Dominican or Cuba, the Guamadoches, right? Yep. The boys, they were mistaken for girls because they didn't. Their male genitalia.
Well, see, in history, now there are people who are actually born defective.
Yeah.
And that's against it. It has a scripture in the Bible concerning that. Yeah. But now when you go into the ancient times with queens, back in the ancient world we had queens, right? There were certain queens, like the Ethiopian queens. They had men who were guarding the queen, and they had their duty. They had to cut off their genitals so they wouldn't have sex with the queen.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't.
The Ethiopian eunuch.
Right. So they wouldn't have to rape the queen and things like that. Yeah.
At one point.
So it's different forms of eunuchs and things like that. But as far as what America's doing and the democracy, they're deliberately doing it, which is against the Bible. He got the scriptures.
As far as you got something?
Read that real quick.
This is Deuteronomy 23:1. It says, he that is wounded in the stone.
The stones talking about testimony. Oh, sorry.
Or have his private member cut off.
Go ahead.
Shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
But they swear in on the Bible. All right, we're God's people, but they cast all the laws behind. Who would know that that's in the Bible? They know.
Is this by their own choice? If somebody mutilates you,
their own choice. No.
Their own choice.
Read it again. Read it again. Because this is a choice that they're putting in the public. What's the little boy name? D-Wade's son. Zion, or whatever they want to call him now. They're pumping him up to get a sex change. That's the
tone.
They're pumping him up to get a sex change, which is a man who has a rod, cut it off so you can become a woman. That's against the Bible.
He's right.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 23:1. It says, he that is wounded in the stone or have his private member cut off shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord.
Right, so they're not going into the kingdom of heaven. What this system, what the world is transitioning to, is really that the people is being manipulated out of getting to the kingdom, getting to the kingdom. You got something else?
Deuteronomy 22:5. I got Deuteronomy 22:5.
Go ahead, read.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
See, that's simple. These are the laws of the Bible.
An abomination, another word for that is detestable. So it's like if you see some throw up on the floor, you're not going to walk on it. You're going to walk around it. You know?
If you get into the whole, like, the state constitutions, right? I mean, we can argue states and territories and all sorts of conquer, but so the 50 states, right? At least at least east of the Mississippi, if you look at the state constitutions, Article 1, Section 1, I've only looked at like 5 or 6, but Article 1, Section 1 of most of the state constitutions says men or people, persons, are by nature free and independent, and governments, mind control, derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. So if that's true, then, and there's only one lawgiver and one judge, then those people in black robes in those things they call courthouses, they're nothing but con artists. Because they're tricking you to consent.
That's it. That's it.
Manufactured consent.
That's it.
They do it from a child up through television.
Oh, absolutely.
Through television, yeah.
That's why it's called program.
You mean I can get cheap education at the state brainwashing school? Like,
right.
But if you don't, like, and that's what it is.
Right. Absolutely right.
Did you know it's so bad now? You know it's a shame for a man to have long hair?
I used to have long hair.
But you know it's an actual shame.
In the Bible here. Yeah, I read that, and that's part of the reason I got.
Right, no, but the reason for that is because if you know in the ancient time, that's another Greek way they can identify you for being a woman. Is if you had long hair, they'll know you're a woman. If you got short hair, they know you're a man. But if you were a boy with long hair, they would just take you for a woman. And there's laws against that.
Maybe I'm forgetting. But if an Israelite's under an oath,
the law of the Nazarites.
That's Nazarite.
Yeah, that's the Nazarite. Yeah, that's the law of the Nazarites. Yeah.
So they grow it, and then once the oath is done, they cut it.
Every Passover.
Okay.
So that's a vow to the Lord. Yeah. You can't eat. You can't drink any wine, liquor.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah.
Well, we should do that anyway.
Yeah. So we're gonna read that one up. We're gonna close on that one.
This is 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. It says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers. Gotcha. This is 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. It says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Right. Be not deceived, neither fornicators nor idolaters.
Yep, fornicators, commit adultery, or another way of fornicating is worshiping other idols. Go ahead.
No idolatry, no adulterers,
Yep.
no effeminate,
which is boys being effeminate. We supposed to be masculine.
Acting like girls.
Yeah, you know. That's why a man needs to be in the house. There's supposed to be a man structure, a mother and a father structure set up.
You're supposed to play those roles so the family could flourish. At one point, homosexuality was known as a medical,
mental illness.
Mental illness. At one point in America, the scientists
And it was frowned upon.
Yeah.
That's why they called it the down low. People weren't supposed to know about it, but now it's just
they're exploiting these people. And then they're using their emotions.
They're exploiting through the Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
When you go on the Black Lives Matter site, they talk about nothing but transgender equality. Wonderful Black Lives Matter.
And there was three women that started Black Lives Matter, but they always got a face of a black man on it.
Yeah.
Like, so what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we saying?
And they're lesbians at that. They're lesbians. Like, how the fuck are y'all all lesbians? Black Lives
They're
Matter.
homosexual. They're not involved.
Behavior.
I like to go back to the behavior.
Right, I get you.
It's a behavior.
I get you.
But I mean,
it's messed up. You know? But go ahead.
no abusers of themselves with mankind.
Abusers of themselves with mankind. So a man and a man, that's the abusers of themselves. That's not right. But that's why this is the right? You know?
Guys,
all right, y'all take care.
All right, take care. Two questions.
All right. Well, with that, we'd like to give all glory and honor and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kakwadash.
Double honors to our apostles, the great millstone, and move well, peace, salutations, and hope for elect. That's doing the work of truth and shit, man. A ball.
A Bible ball.
Shalom.